One sec.
I'm not scared. My dreams are all I ever needed. She told me what I'd see.
Well, hello and welcome. It is Thursday night. I had to pull some strings to make Thursday night happen this week because we're camping tomorrow. I'm having a half day off of work tomorrow. So we've been packing and running errands, and I think we're just about ready so that I can stream tonight, go to sleep, wake up, do my half day of work, end my work, and then immediately get up from my desk and leave. Or close enough to it so that I'm able to do my stream. But I almost canceled this week. But I know how grateful you all are when I make the effort to show up on my stream, even when it's hard to pull off. Right, Madros? Good evening, Madros. How you doing, man? I keep posting those Discord notifications. Just for you, buddy. Sometimes Alalie, too. But it looked like it said Alalie is that she está bailando, which, bailando, is that the word? She's dancing tonight. So, I guess that's what that means, right? Unless she's doing like a dancing video game. I don't know. But I see my efforts have paid off because I've already got 3 viewers, including Madros, and 2 other mysterious viewers who are brimming with excitement that I'm here because it's Thursday night. They look forward to it all week. Right, guys? Yeah, me too. I was almost like, I could, because we were going to run errands tonight. We wanted to go because we have so much camping gear that we have a bunch of it in a storage unit. So before we go camping, we have to go unload, like get our stuff out of the storage unit. So we were going to do that tonight. And then so last night I was like, oh, maybe I'll stream tonight. And my wife's like, no, we can do the errands tonight. And then so you could do your Thursday night stream. Because she knows everyone's like jazzed about Thursday night. Right? So yeah, it's exciting. Tomorrow's launching our 2021 tent camping season. We got our Honda Fit with the roof rack container thing that we're using for the first time. We loaded up all our big stuff in there, our tent, our big camping chairs. We bought cots this year, and we put the cots all folded up in there. It all fit up in there. So that's exactly why we got it, because there's extra stuff we wanted to get, and now it's all going to fit. It's getting ridiculous. We got one of those canopies too in case it rains. And I think it's huge, like 12 by 12. It's big. So we're ready for anything. Except maybe how much stuff we brought to set up and take down. That's the only downside, is if we bring all that stuff, by the time we set it up, we'd be like, why the hell would we bring all this shit? So, but we'll see. When we first bought our camping gear, we weren't even sure we were going to enjoy camping. We were like, if we spent too much, what if we go camping once? And then we decide, like, we hadn't been camping in 20 years, 15 years. What if we don't like it anymore? We bought all this stuff. But instead, we kept thinking like, oh, this was fun, but you know, it'd be even better. We get, all right, hold on a sec. Did I just see my microphone max out? All right, I'm gonna turn my microphone down just a little bit. I've been noticing and hey, good evening, Nick. How you doing, man? I've noticed when I've looked back at these recordings recently, my microphone volume hasn't been loud enough, or maybe the background mute stuff has been too loud. I don't know. But right now, on the OBS meters, my microphone is looking like it's peak, like it's going over the peak, like it shouldn't be. Anyway, it should be all right. So how's everybody doing? Nick, saw it looked like you were playing Dead by Daylight. At least that's what Discord told me you were doing. Alali is dancing. Thursday night, she goes dancing. After all that I do to be here on Thursday nights. It's okay. It's okay. Maybe if I streamed yesterday, she wouldn't have been dancing and she could have come in and said hello. Let's see, any other big lawyer news this week? I don't think so. I've been working extra long hours, so that I could take a short day tomorrow while still maintaining a regular hour work week. So my days have been a little longer. I haven't been playing as much games, but when I have been playing games, I've been playing Subnautica Below Zero. I still want to keep playing that Pathfinder Kingmaker. I was really enjoying that. It's like Dungeons & Dragons, Baldur's Gate. But there's this whole kingdom ruling part of it, and when you get past a certain quest that's in the first chapter, I guess, of the game, you have ousted the big bandit lord that's ruling this area, and now you are the ruler of this area, and this whole other metagame pops up where you're managing a city builder and missions of cabinet members and all this stuff, and you're still going out and doing your D&D stuff. And as soon as that happened, I was like, I have to learn how to manage a town and do all that stuff. And sometimes I was into the game just the way it was, but now I don't know. I'm gonna have to. It's I'll just play Subnautica, swim around, build some base. I haven't gotten much further. I haven't played a lot, but I've gotten a little further in Subnautica. Did a couple things, built a couple things, right, Chance? Loading up Chance's food dishes so that she can survive, because it's a long weekend. And yeah, so it's exciting stuff, right? Right, guys? You excited? I can tell you are. All right, let's do this.
45 seconds of gameplay.
So yeah, there's still a couple of things I gotta do. I got some stuff in the dryer that I'm gonna pack up for tomorrow for the camping trip. Okay, here we go. Play a little Subnautica. I can play some Subnautica. You can watch. Relax. If you get excited, you can hit the like button. You know how I'm always plugging that like button. I shouldn't do that. And people hit the down thumb. That's not good. Yep, exciting times. We're camping a bunch this summer. We've already, I think we've already booked 6 weekends throughout the whole summer, 5 or 6. So it's gonna be a summer of camping goodness. This weekend we're camping by a lake. It's not like a tent. It's gonna be right next to the lake, but the campground is right up against the lake. All right. So let's see. The only real addition to my base is that I figured out how to make the docking bay here. So now I got my little thing here, and now when I park this here, it recharges the batteries. So that's nice. Let me see. I'm still carrying a spare. I probably don't need that spare anymore though. And I think I was... Oh, I know what I need. I want to get the bigger depth module for my little submarine. And also, I started picking up parts of extra modules. When you find the things and you scan them to get blueprints for them. Like in here, I have 1 or 3. You have to find more than one. After you scanned a few of them, chunks of them, then you'll get the blueprint. So I've been in areas where I've started scanning some stuff, but I didn't find the rest. And I have the thing to do. I have that prawn suit, but it doesn't. It falls like it's like Spider-Man. So you can't just go everywhere with it. So I'm waiting before I really dive in with one. I think I want to. You can get a sea truck module where you can dock the prawn suit on the back of it. I think I'm waiting for that. But what do I want? I want the sea truck upgrade MK2. And what I'm missing... Let me get rid of those other things that I've got up there. The synthetic fiber I'm still going to need. So I got rubies, I do have, but the spiral plant clipping, I'm assuming it's some random plant when I was swimming around, just wasn't paying any attention. Probably in the same area as the rubies. Yeah, let's undo that. I was trying to see if I had the right materials to build a new blueprint for a room type. But turns out I didn't have it yet. So we'll take that off. So, and then the what is that? Enameled glass? Diamonds. Ooh, okay. I gotta put that on the radar. I love being able to pin these things because then I can remember what I need. Do I have any diamonds? I do have a couple diamonds. Okay, what is it? I think it's starting to get light out. I have food, water. Yeah. Like how it doesn't quite have a way of separating the water line when it's in that base, so that it looks like the cockpit is half submerged. But once you get under the water, it's just like the dry little cozy compartment. All right, so pilot last known position is, I believe, roughly where I started finding some of these other things. The other thing I need is lithium. And lithium just kind of grows around here. Like, there's little just formations of it. So I'll have to keep an eye out for that. Is that some right there? I think that's some lithium right there. But I just realized there are things I need lithium for, and I haven't been consciously collecting it. Alright, yeah, I know, that sounds awful. I don't want to mess around with all these other nodes right now. keep an eye out. And I think there's some biomes here that I've never been to before that weren't here when I played this like a year or two ago. So there may be some nasties out here that I've never seen before. Although so far I think it's just the usual suspects. That crocodile, dinosaur, shark, piece of crap. Is it coming for me? Oh crap, yeah. Alright. They're not nice. There was also a giant shipwreck that I stumbled across somewhere out here. And I don't know. I haven't seen it again. Looked like it might have been another like giant borderline capital-sized like starship that crashed into the ocean down here somewhere. Okay, there's the big jellyfish. Oh, hey Brad. I basically started playing so fast because I did, you know, I do my weekly, you know, what's going on with G-Law. Talking about, mostly about that we're gonna go camping this weekend. And then, but no one was chatting. So usually what happens is people keep showing up throughout the first several minutes. But it's a slow night. So if it's a slow night and there's not a lot of chat activity, I'll just start playing. And I'm not playing golf because I've been playing this instead. But if I play, you'll join me. So that's good to know. Don't know if I'm in a golf mood, but I'm not in a golf mood. I don't have strong feelings against golf by any means. I just don't have any strong pro golf feelings. And I do have a sort of a pro Subnautica feeling. So that's why I'm playing Subnautica. Because it just so happens I have both games. You know? Oh no, no worries, Madros. Well, Madros, come on, you're a lurker too. I know you come in here, and I like the feeling of knowing that probably you're just there at any given time. But I don't expect you to be holding down the conversational fort. Not that I rely on any particular person. Like, oh, if they're here, they should talk more and fill the chat. But it just sort of seems like it naturally sort of happens. But randomly, people aren't always available. But you just start getting more people trickling in and chatting, and it just sort of happens. All of a sudden, I get engaged in conversation, and I talk for 40 minutes. But if it's like, if that's not really happening, then I'll just start playing the game. I keep talking. Oh shit! What the fuck is that? God damn it! Okay. Oh my god. That was fucking terrifying. Okay, it's time to do some field repairs. Let me see. Shit, that scared the shit out of me. Alright. Took about a quarter of my whole strength. You know, I don't know why it doesn't have golf either. Do you think that would be a good combination? Underwater exploration and golf? These are some pretty gnarly cliffs down here, too. Alright, I don't think I'm missing anything over there. You were just starting a match of Dead by Daylight. Yeah, I think I either just saw a notice or I saw you on Discord that you were playing Dead by Daylight. So, when I saw that, I'm like, okay, probably Nick's going to be a little, at least partially preoccupied, which is fine. I've done a lot of, whoa, okay, not going over there again. I've done a lot of, Dead by Daylight's a game where I've done a lot of stream lurking before. Basically any game where you don't have to listen to a bunch of story talking, yapping. Alright, that's a bad place to go. I think those things, that thing that grabbed onto my sub, those are what this game uses instead of having like an invisible wall that you run into if you go too far. They just throw a few of those out there and they're like, oh, you want to keep swimming off the edge of the map? Alright, go ahead. You're not going to like it. I think in my last game, I built a base somewhere over here. This area looks very familiar. Okay, so... Whew. Okay, now that's one of those smaller things. They sound terrible. Oh, there's the giant ship! Okay, cool. This is exactly what I wanted to be. Now, the architect body cache, that was, or cache, that was the, there's an alien that's implanted itself in my head. It uploaded itself to me, this alien intelligence, and it's been directing me to find technologies that will help create a physical medium or form for it to transfer into so it's not in my head. And it'll occasionally be like, I think I've located another piece of technology, and it'll put it on my radar. That one looks like that's like hundreds of meters down, and I can still, at this point, I can go 300 meters down. I think last time when I streamed, I could only go 150. So I can explore more now than I could before. Your wayward shots would lead you unexpected delights and hopefully drownings. Well, yeah, of course it would, Brad. So yeah, maybe that could work. It's just nutty enough to work, Brad. And hello, gaming lawyer. You were about to harass your friends, but you decided to harass me instead. From one gaming lawyer to another. How you doing, buddy? If you build it, they will come? Well, haven't built that yet, Nick. Is that what you're talking about? Oh, metal salvage. Okay. Oh, right. These are just titanium scraps that I can pick up. Ooh, look. Lithium. That's one of the things that I want. Okay, so that's... I don't need metal salvage that much that I'm going to start picking these things up. But I am noticing... Oh, hello. These things are no bueno. Okay, that hurt. I think I was distant enough that it only hurt a little bit. Your PFP isn't loading. Well, that sounds awful. I'm sorry to hear that. I hate it when my PFP doesn't load. Look at all the lithium. Well, I guess I don't have a lithium shortage anymore. What's this? More lithium. I'm also noting there's a lot of a little paranoid right now. After that thing took a bite out of my sub, and I'm scared. There's a lot of salt around here too. No wonder I built a base out here. I tried to build the base more centrally this time in the region, that sort of main central region, so that maybe I can get away with just one big base, but I'll probably end up building satellite bases. Airtime to harass your friends. Alright. It's one way to look at it. Metal salvage? No. But there comes a point in this game where you end up needing a lot of metal to build stuff, but I think at that point I'll also have a submarine with more modules and storage. Right now it doesn't make sense to load up on titanium when I'm so far from my base. And I got other stuff I want to look into. Alright, I think I'm going to drop a buoy here. Oh crap, is this... I saw other jellyfish before and they were smaller than this. And they weren't hostile. But this... Are these peaceful? They don't seem overtly like they're gonna come at me. What about if I get out? Anything, guys? Yeah, let me give you a little scan. Alright. Let's, actually, I was gonna throw this out here. Can I drop this thing out here from here? Yep. We're gonna call this Shipwreck. Right? Did it get called Shipwreck? Yeah. Good. So in the future, before I found this and then I didn't know how to get back to it. Now I'll be able to follow that beacon. Now we gotta see if we can find a way into this ship without the local natives biting my butt off. Alright, that's not pleasant. I know there's got to be a way in here. Is this anything, or is it just... No, I don't think that's so. That's just damaged hull. There, that looks like a way into something. Anything about to take a bite out of my ass? Alright, y'all stay back over there now. Okay. No metal salvage, no thanks. Laser cutter fragment? I already got a laser cutter. I actually got one in my inventory. I think I remember dying in here before. Like getting lost and running out of oxygen. What's this? Laser cutter fragment? Let's get the laser cutter out. Because here's a spot. This needs a laser cutter. Oh my god, it's gaming lawyer wife. Wow, sweetheart. It's great to see you again. Gaming lawyer wife. How you doing? Complete with the gaming with the E before the ing, which is a very classy way of doing it. Alright, I think I'm getting a little... Oh, look, oxygen. Alright, here, we can take a puff off of that. That'll help. I'll start opening some of this stuff up. Can I open this? Nope, that's not something to open up. I probably need to get back to my boat first. Damn, this is like... It's gonna kill me, it's taking so long. Alright, time to go.
Warning. 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Oh, shit. Okay, this is the way, right? Alright, just coming out here for a little. Okay. I want to say there are more ways in to the same spot around here, because I vaguely remember running into this before. Here we go. This looks... Oh, maybe not there. Down here? Here we go. Okay, there's a way in. Anything down here? Yep. Not overtly. And anything in this room to look at before I start cutting? Oh, I can't get in there. This is open though. Alright, I'm just gonna cut this open, then I'm gonna go back and get some more oxygen. Oh, I'm getting a little bit thirsty too, and hungry. Alright. I know there's... Let's see. We're hit here. I'll get back in my boat. Get some air. Have a snack. Wow, I was like really thirsty. Alright. I didn't notice this. Titanium ingot. What was... Alright, looks like there's another way in over here. And hey, Evie, it's wanna thrill! Best Evie in the internet. How you doing, Evie? Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday, Friday. Oh, now I know where I am. I came in from up there before. I'm just playing a little more Subnautica. Okay. Oh, is this, a way down underneath? Alright. Here, might as well pop back out to my boat. Have some oxygen. Right, Dark Jake? Talons of below zero justice. How you doing, man? It is indeed talons of that sort of justice. Just having myself a chill little Subnautica stream. You know how I roll. Ooh, what's that? Do I really want a copper wire? Copper wire is not, like, rare enough that I'm gonna go halfway across the ocean and waste my limited storage space to bring some back. Ooh, what's this? Nothing. Alright, let's get back out. I feel like I've been wasting a lot of time. Whoa, hello. Wasting a lot of time with how do I get in here? So obviously there's a door over there that maybe I can open. There's a roof hatch, so maybe there's some sort of Alright, let's see. Is there another way in up here? Just gonna poke around. No. Alright, that's terrifying. Just kicking back and surfing the interwebs. Well, that's fair. Alright, there's that other way in. Is there anything down here? Okay, not gonna get near that. Alright, I don't think there's another way in from up top that I can see. It's obvious anyway. So it must be more stuff going on inside that I just haven't seen yet. Oh, whoop, hello. Okay, there's the oxygen plant right there. Ooh, I've got a pulse can. I got a grav gun. It's huge. So I didn't bring it with me, but I bet I might be able to clear out that doorway by moving those crates if I brought that with me. Or I could just go around here like this. Metal salvage I don't really need. Or copper wire. Why am I going to pick up copper wire in here? A reactor rod. Now that I haven't seen before. Anything else in here? Scrap. Power cells. Yeah, let's get some air, grab some air here. Well, I was hoping to find all sorts of technologies and things in here, but I'm not finding that. Oh, I need to find 3 of those parallel processing units apparently. And I've only found 2 so far, so that might be the thing I need to discover in here. Oh, you got your 75 for showing the COVID. Cool. You got any special plans for that 75, or just gonna tuck it away for security's sake? All right, time to grab some more air. Whew. It's a little bit stressful swimming through a place like this where you can get lost and suffocate. Ooh, here's this thing. Can I cut this door? No, this is not an interactable door. Looks like the sort of door you should be able to bust open somehow, but apparently not. Here, have some air. Gotta look for another one of these doohickeys. Okay, locked. Oh, here's a PDA.
I can only do repairs in spurts. That's so inefficient. The larger tools seem to set off seismic activity nearby. A crew came back telling stories of gigantic worms burrowing in the ice. I don't know what they were going on about. They were hypothermic and frostbitten because they walked back to avoid angering them. The ice shelf is probably a bit unstable and they got disoriented or something. To borrow from Diana, Orion's belt thermocouplings are not meant to be worked on in 20-minute spurts. If we break the process, we'll break the ship. But it's nice to hang out with Yasmin while we wait for the rumbles to stop. I hope she doesn't mind all my questions. I love hearing her voice. Her face lights up, and she's got the most expressive eyebrows. They're practically acrobats. The way she looks when talking about nuclear engineering is the same way I look at my grandmother's domades. The woman never sits down, though. She told me that she used to do decathlon in college, and I can believe it. She's like a bouncy ball, just all over the place. She makes rounds on the ship every day to see if people need help. I should do something nice for her. She's always helping everyone else. I wish I had a fraction of her energy.
All right. Well, that's cool, Evie. I mean, that's, I think you're kind of like me, where normally you're not going to spend that much on a game, but if you got, like, a special extra chunk of money, that's, kind of like, oh, you give yourself permission to treat yourself. Something you normally wouldn't spend that much on a game. So, cool. And you still got some left over to spare. So, yeah, that sounds like a satisfactory use of $75 extra bonus thing, I think. All right, so there's a third. I'm really thinking there's a third. There's a third one of those things somewhere in here for me to scan, and I just haven't found it. There was one here, there was one downstairs. It just doesn't seem like if you needed 3. It seems the laws of gaminess are that all 3 would be somewhere in this maze-like structure. Well, Brad, I was talking about a game, man. I'm not going to encourage Schedule 1 narcotics. Alright, let's get some oxygen. That's not at all what I was saying, Brad. Oh, nice! Okay, with OT as well. Sweet. That's always really cool, too, when you knew you were getting some extra, but then the check ended up being even bigger than you thought it would be. That's good time right there. Okay, this is still happening. Maybe I've seen everything in here. Well, there's that one room I can't get into. You extrapolate the treat yourself concept. That's exactly what you were saying. I guess if you consider that sort of thing like the equivalent of spending $60 on a game. That's very much a fill-in-the-blanks proposition. It also had your quarterly bonus on it too? Dang, everything happened on that paycheck. That's cool. I kind of feel like I've seen everything in here. But I really feel like I've missed something. Because I got this super duper nagging feeling that I was supposed to find the third. I only found 2 out of 3 of those doohickeys, and I feel like I was supposed to find all of them in there. Okay, let's get some air. Imagine complaining about games becoming $70 but still spending hundreds on a free-to-play game's cosmetics. Yeah, there's a person that's outsmarting the system, right, Dark Jake? Look, I'm not paying for some piece of crap game. Is this edible? Does it hurt to eat these? What's it called? A spine fish? Okay, no. I remember there's a certain fish before that if you ate it, it hurt you while you swallowed it. Here, I'm gonna have some more of you, sir. Oh, oh! Oh, God! Okay, I took the full brunt of that. Huh. Here's where it came out of this thing. At least there's a little bit of sulfur for me to pick up. A featherfish, huh? Can I eat featherfish? Doesn't specifically say it's edible. Come here, let me hit you with my fire blade. Now it's cooked. Here, where's another one? It's featherfish. Instant fillet. Yeah, those cosmetics things are pretty insidious. The free-to-play games. Oh, it's cooked already. Okay.
Warning. 30 seconds
All right.
of oxygen remaining.
I'm not gonna drown out here trying to catch my dinner. And... Alright, I'm gonna do one more little look around in here, and then I think it's time to move on. Now, the main thing... One of the main things I wanted to do out here was find this wreck again, which I've now found. It looks like there should be a way to get into this room, but that could just be there to screw with me though too. Have a little room where you can tell there's stuff to pick up, but you can't actually get to it. $20 for a cosmetic. I know World of Warcraft has, like, you could buy special mounts for 20, 25 bucks, going back years. I don't think I ever spent anything for cosmetics in WoW. I got a special mount because if you played Hearthstone, which is free, you get a special, like, spirit mount. I got that. I've used the hell out of that. That's one of my favorite mounts. Alright, well... There might be something I've missed in here, but it's not obvious to me. So, I might do one more once-over with on the exterior in my sub, but I think we're gonna call this shipwreck explored. Unless there's another... You know what? This looks like this may be only part of the ship. Like, this is only the back of the ship. I wonder if there's another part. I'm just going to look down here to see if it broke in half and the other parts... fell down here. Yeah, the Hardsteed. Yeah, that's right. And hey, Control Alt Freak, how you doing? Matus, it's cold under here. Your favorite mounts? Here I am talking about mounting and encouraging people to buy narcotics. Let's see, is this? There's some sort of plant that I've been Nope, that's not it. There's a plant part I need. And I don't know what the plant looks like, but it's like some... It's in the top right there. It's one of the recipes that I need to build right now. I know! Well, Matusa was a slow start today. A lot of people didn't show up right away. So what usually happens, I don't always plan to just talk for 45 minutes and not play a game. I usually plan to roughly, well, as long as I'm gonna talk, I'll talk, but otherwise, if there's not a lot of chat going on, I'll still talk for a few minutes like I did. About like, hey, that's how my week went, we're going camping this weekend, all this stuff like that. And then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start the game now. Alright, hold on. Where was the, there's the shipwreck. Lost my bearing. I was going to see if I could find the front half of that shipwreck, which would be over here if it was... Oh, okay, maybe that's what this stuff is. It's just like... No, that doesn't look like a shipwreck. Huh. She gets paid to level people's characters? Oh god, that sounds monotonous as hell. I mean, if you don't mind doing it and you get paid for it, then I think there's plenty of people out there that would consider that a dream method of making income. Oh, what's this? Is this the front half of the ship?
Detecting bow of an astronautical salt transport vessel nearby. Vessel name Mercury 2. Inoperative.
Alright, well I think we found what we're looking for. Which is the front half of this ship. You tried WoW, but you couldn't get into it? Yeah, it's not... The whole MMO thing in general is not for everybody. And even WoW's art style, which a lot of people really love, even if you like MMOs, you might not like WoW because it just feels too, like, goofy looking. I've played a lot of WoW over the years. I'd say the majority of the WoW I played was in the 2000s. Through, like, Wrath of the Lich King. Up to Wrath of the Lich King, and then I kind of stalled out. I still play it, and I'll resub usually once or twice a year for a month or two. But not like there was a period in the 2000s where my wife and I were both subbed for about 4 years straight. We didn't always play all the time, but we played frequently enough that we never unsubbed. Let me see. Let me get in here. Well, She seems to like leveling. Top 10 in the server. Oh, God. Yeah, you're not in most MMOs. Oh, you like Star Trek Online. Well, that's a lot different of an MMO, though, from other MMOs. It's not like, oh, it's like a WoW clone. Like, a lot of MMOs, they play very similarly. It's just they have different... I mean, there will be different styles. It's not... You're not going to play Final Fantasy 14, for example, and feel like, oh, this is just WoW with like a Final Fantasy skin on it or something. The games are different, but the basic gameplay is similar often, and Star Trek Online is a lot different, and it's also an extremely Star Trek game. You could say it's arguably the biggest and possibly best Star Trek game ever made, just by virtue of how much there is to do with it and how Trekky it is. So many games don't. You actually can command your starship, and
I'm alive.
Oh.
Stefanos saved me. The Mercury attempted an emergency takeoff and everything seemed fine. I was helping the bridge crew with the emergency takeoff since the crew is, well, was short-handed because of everything. I heard the sound of metal tearing and for a split second, everything was tinged bright green and unbearably hot. Then I saw daylight and I was looking down at the ocean and ice. The strongest wind I've ever felt roared in my ears, ripping through the ship. People went flying out the side of the Mercury, so much screaming and chaos. I was lucky. I had just clipped into my sea tinker. Stefanos came out of nowhere, like a malaika, an angel. I felt his rough, calloused hand grasp mine with the gentlest of urgency. It felt like time stood.
Robin, I have something important to share.
Another artifact.
Yes, although...
You cannot know for sure what it is, but it is certainly of significant import. I know.
Signal location uploaded to PDA.
Okay, so now we had an audio log interrupted with a scripted, the alien voice in my head telling me that it's located another 776, 400. So it's stuff over here. It's stuff that's too deep for me to get to. You can't get into MMOs for some reason. Yeah, it's not everybody's cup of tea. It's not always my cup of tea, but when it is, I just like the big worlds and that feeling of exploring a big, often colorful, cool world. You haven't played true MMO? Yeah, Monster Hunter is not an MMO. I don't know a lot about Phantasy Star Online 2. I actually played the original 2 Phantasy Stars back in the late 80s, early 90s on the what was it? The Sega before the Genesis. Sega Master System, and then Phantasy Star Online or Phantasy Star 2 was that might have been on the Genesis, but it also might have been on the Master. No, it's on Genesis. All right. Star Trek Online is awesome for people who like the lore. Yeah, it definitely seems like it would be. Although, is that sort of game where you end up needing to does it nickel and dime you, or does it have an option where you can do like a sub and get most of the experience that you need? I know when you play free to play, there are a lot of restrictions. I'm not sure if it's you can lift those restrictions by just doing a monthly thing like a sub, or do you have to like constantly buy a bunch of shit? After 20 or 30 years, yeah, sure, Matthias. The Balrog, oh shit. Phantasy Star is a Sega franchise. Right, now I remember playing the Phantasy Star 1 on the Sega Master System, which was back when Sega was doing consoles. They had, the Master System was competing with the original Nintendo Entertainment System. And then the Genesis came out, and that was competing with the Super Nintendo. And then the next one was a Dreamcast, and it fell flat on its face. And then I think it got Sony mopped the floor with them, with the PlayStation. And it was like, all right, no more Sega consoles. If you play free to play, it's best to join a good fleet guild that can help you gear. Oh, I got you. Yeah, it's one of those games where if I'm getting a Star Trek itch, I'll play it a little bit. And I'll have a whole bunch of fun playing it. And then after a few hours, I'm like, okay. And I can tell I haven't even scratched the surface of a game that's got a million things to see and do and experience. And what I am experiencing is probably nowhere near the best the game has to offer either. Depleted reactor rod. What the hell is that? All right. This is getting pretty, getting a little lost in here. Nothing better than being in a maze where you can suffocate if you run out of oxygen. And as a matter of fact, I don't know how to get back to my ship, so I'm just going to leave here and just go around the outside. Where is it? There it is. And I actually may need to go back to my base soon because I didn't bring enough flipping water with me. Oh, there we are. SWTOR. I enjoyed SWTOR the most when it was not free to play. And then I think what's kept happening is I've kept going back after it's gone free to play and tried to play it free to play. And been frustrated by the limitations. And now it's actually a bit aged. But I think the most I was playing a Sith Juggernaut. And I got to like level 42. And that's the furthest I ever got on any character. And I think with, I might have gotten like a light side Jedi guy up to maybe 30. See, Officer Sig, alright, fair enough. Oh wait, hold on. Let me see how my water's doing. This does 35. I think if I find one of those fish, some of these fish, when you cook them, give you some water too. Unless you eat the salted version. If you eat a salted fish, it dehydrates you. Takes water out. I'm not seeing a ton of fish down here. What is this? There are some sort of plants I need to harvest that I don't know what they are. But I need them to build my next depth module for my submarine that allows me to go deeper than 300 yards. Sith Juggernaut, yeah. I was playing light side Sith Juggernaut. I was kind of into the story. I also didn't realize how dysfunctional the Empire was until I played that game. I thought it was more like the British Empire, where they're just like this efficient but brutal empire at its peak. But the Empire, especially as presented in SWTOR, is completely dysfunctional. It's like it's like a cancer that's going to eat itself up. Like, I don't know how it even has been successful. Alright, now I was already in here. Alright, get out of the roots. Alright, I came back here again. Let's just top off the oxygen. Nick, I keep seeing Pathfinder Kingmaker on sale for like $11. I don't know what I know you said you kept your eye on it, but it was never cheap enough for you to pull the trigger. I don't know what your trigger would be, but all right, what's going on? Oh, what is this? Alien containment. Okay, so this is not something I can. Is it? Can I build this now? I'm wasting a lot of oxygen just reading my damn blueprints. But being able to, if that was like something I can use as yes, I can use as an aquarium. That's going to solve all my fish problems. All right. That's one of the main things I was looking forward to getting for my base. RPGs dominated PS1 after Final Fantasy VII. Yeah. No, there were a lot of... Final Fantasy VII was like... shit, groundbreaking. Oh, I couldn't remember how I got it, Brad. I was like, did I get it through a Humble Bundle? Because I don't remember buying it. But I remember it always looking like a game I might want to try sometime. And especially because they did a huge update last year. And they've added true D&D style turn-based combat. And that's one of the things I don't like about the Baldur's Gates and the older RPGs. I don't like the real-time... Well, if you have to be tactical, I don't like the real-time. If you're just, like, when you're... That's what's cool about Pathfinder Kingmaker, is if you're just rolling over, like, you find a pack of kobolds or something weak, and you're just steamrolling them, you just have it in real time, and your characters will just, like, beat the shit out of those things. But if you come across some stuff that's hard, and you've got to be like, all right, now this wizard needs to cast this spell this time, cleric needs to buff the warrior, so the warrior, you like need to coordinate all this shit to optimize your tactics. It's hard to do that when everything's happening at once in real time. Oh my god! What's happening right now? Oh, that too. Also, I'm getting a barbarian raid. Oh my god, look at Kink leading the barbarian raid. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Hi, Barbara. Hello, Harvey Gomez. Hello, Mugserb. Sorry, I know I messed up your name. Mugserb. Jimmy LaSaint. Red Game Recon. How you doing, guys? Thank you so much for the raid. It is fantastic to see you all. Play the metal guy. Wait, who's the metal guy? How you doing? Barbara, I see you've been playing this game too. I don't know if this has been your only streaming game, because I know you hop around on different ones, but I've specifically been seeing you play this game, and I've been specifically not popping in to lurk because I don't want spoilers. I'm enjoying it a lot. How's everyone doing tonight? Welcome, Raider. Hey, look, it's Alali. Alali was a stop bailando this evening. Hello, Dragon Souls. Oh my god, a subscriber. That's a rare occasion these days. I did a lot of growth up through 2017, 2018, and then so every subscriber at this point is like a treasure. So thank you for that. Every new subscriber it's a remarkable thing. Oh, you beat it on Tuesday. Oh, nice. How did you like it? I loved the first one, and the second one was in the middle of development when I finished the first one finally. And I had such a momentum to keep playing more Subnautica that I bought it, and I played until I ran out of content. It was sort of like I walked off the edge of a movie set and realized I wasn't in the movie anymore. It's like, all right, I'm gonna stop playing this until they finished it. But I was enjoying the hell out of it until it came out. 11 out of 10. Okay, that's a ringing endorsement. I appreciate. Oh, thank you, Dragon Souls. I appreciate that. That's awesome of you to say. And thank you again so much, Barbara, and everyone for the raid and bringing in like royalty, like Kink. Kink's also kind of a big deal, you know. Barbara's, she's kind of a big deal. Getting all this high-profile attention, little old game lawyer channel, feels very, very warm, fuzzy feeling inside. So thank you again so much, guys. Let me see, can I do this? Where do I get there? There's this. And then there's... I still got this. That was, I made that for when I was playing golf, but I kept it.
45 seconds of gameplay.
All right, too many things. There we go. I think we got everything under control now. Now, next time I go back to this scene in my stream, everything is gonna go at the same time. I'll be all scared and shocked. And Ali, were you actually dancing tonight? I saw your. I think I saw on Discord. It said "Estoy bailando," which I believe, if I remember my Spanish correctly, means I'm dancing. So I was like, well, I'm probably not going to see Ali tonight because she's dancing. Oh, I got to cut this open with my laser cutter. And I wasn't salty at all that you went dancing on Thursday night, you know. Because I understand people have real lives that they do. They do their real lives. No, that's cool. I'm just messing with you. You dance every day? What? Well, like you go to a place and dance? Like a discotheque? Like a hip-hop club? Ooh, here's a fish. There we go. I was just looking for a fish. I'm getting hungry. So hungry. I'm gonna have to cut this whole expedition off just because I'm thirsty and hungry. Okay, I can see there's a passage into there from the other direction. Oh, you dance in your apartment. Okay, that's fair. I was just picturing you going to like being in some kind of like super hot nightclub, you know? Oh, I need a laser cutter. All right. Hey, Maxie. Exactly. Oh, synthetic fibers. Yeah. Those are the things I need to be able to make in order to get my next upgrade for my submarine that I need to go deeper. But I haven't figured out which plant. There's something I need off of some kind of a plant. I haven't figured it out yet. Metal salvage. Nope, not wasting my inventory with that. All right, let's get some oxygen. And I think there's still some ways I haven't explored yet in here. Donde está el baño? El baño! Or if you're an American, el baño. Donde está el baño? Por favor. Okay, no, I've been through here before. What's over here? This glowy thing. Oh, it's gonna be a talkie part.
My instincts are never wrong. Stefanos has always been overly cautious. He hates taking risks, which I suppose is understandable when you're in the back end of the galaxy. But no risk, no reward. Elliot finds evidence of alien architecture on a completely uncharted planet, and he expects me to ignore that? Orion's belt, I would be an absolute fool. We've done some scans, and while there aren't a lot of mineral resources on this planet, there is decent biodiversity. Teams go out in the morning. There should be a significant specimen and sample haul for biopatenting, which will be split among the crew as part of the discovery clause. Let's see Stefanos and everyone else complain when they have a few more Sol Transgov credits in their uniform pockets. They'll learn to trust my instincts at some point.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I could win an award for the person who took the most years of Spanish without actually learning to speak Spanish in any sort of fluent way. Because did I take 3 years in high school? A potato. Oh, those are huge! Okay, I'm probably gonna have to walk that back a little bit. And then I took another, like, year, or maybe even 2, in, reactor rod. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna eat those. There, problem solved about the... All right, time to start thinking about the fact that I'm a person, an individual that likes oxygen. Here's some oxygen. All right. I don't feel like I'm very effectively exploring this place. Okay, don't need that. I already have the prawn suit schematic. I think this is just wreckage. All right, I'm gonna just swim around. Back to my little sub, get some air. Maybe we'll come around this side and I'll come in through this side now. 2 semesters. And, oh, 4 in Japanese. Okay, well. I think Japanese would be a lot harder language to learn because they don't even use the same alphabet. I should probably put in a new battery for my laser cutter too, huh? Alright, water is... Alright, I'm gonna do a little more exploration, but I'm actually gonna have to go back to base just because I'm running out of... I've just drank the last of my water. I don't think I'm going to be able to take my submarine too much in here. I should probably abandon this as a strategy right now. I'm just going to bang it up, trying to maneuver it in here. Build a base here? I mean, when I played this before, I did actually build a base out here. It's not a bad idea at all to have a base on this, especially because, you know, on this side of the map, just have another base of operations to store crap and to be able to have, like, food and backup supplies. I may end up doing that. Because that is a good idea. I don't know if I'm ready to move on that right now. Just because, honestly, I have a hard time base building while I'm streaming. It's like, I play this game. This is a game that I'll play on and off stream. And like, right now I came out with certain objectives, and that was just oh, hello. Did I get the draw? Did I get the... Okay, I already got that. Supply crate? Oh, maybe I got more. No, this is where the Chinese potatoes. I'll keep dropping it. Okay, eat it. Eat it. Eat the potato. I know I should... You know, I'm gonna leave it alone because I might want to grow potatoes some days, and I'm not sure where else to find them. So, just in case they're rare. Yeah, I'm pretty scatterbrained when I'm streaming. When it comes to thinking and planning and doing that sort of thing. That's why I tend to play games where I could just sort of wander around. I had one stream where I was playing Skyrim, and I just walked around Riften for like 3 hours. People still, that was like 4 years ago. People still talk about it today. Hey, remember 4 hours in Riften? It's like, yeah. It was a good time. All I did was walk slowly in circles around Riften. Okay, another power cell. I played Fallout 4 once, and I literally like stealth squatted and walked across about 2/3 of the map, just stealth squatting. Because I wanted to do something where it's like, hey, I'm playing a game, but also I don't have to think about what I'm doing. It's real, it's real slow. Zero challenge. And sometimes I'll get really into game while I'm playing. But if I do that, I'll end up tuning out chat. I've been streaming for 5 years. I got better at chatting and playing games at the same time, but I never mastered it. There's some people that are really good at that. I think Barbara's a good example of that. She's someone that she plays the game, she gets into it, and but like she keeps up with chat too. Me, it's sort of one or the other. Or if I am keeping up with chat, I'm not doing a very good job with the game. Something's gonna give. Is this something I can blow? Okay, it's time to, I'm gonna need to replace the battery on this in a sec. Alright, there we go. Yeah, Nick, you were there for 4 hours in Riften, right? That's why I would get frustrated with games like Skyrim and Fallout as well, because I would want to just run around the countryside and just like to tour Skyrim or wherever I was, just see the sights. I was constantly getting attacked.
Oh man.
Oh, talkie time.
Man. This is every xenolinguist's dream. I mean, I was helping with the planetary scans, and there are possible unknown structures on the surface. This could set my career up for life. The images are a little degraded coming through the atmosphere, but it looks like intentional and complex architecture, which means civilization, and civilization means language. Oh, man. And now, most of the crew wants to get home. I understand that, but this could be a defining discovery. I'm definitely going to put a bug in Diana's ear about going to the surface so I can take a team to explore. I desperately hope this pans out. Oh, I can't wait till we get into communication range with Soul again. Layla and the kids would love to hear this. I mean, it's rough being away from them so long, but this might just make it worth it. I'll be able to give them so much more.
There are a lot more audio logs than there were before. All right, let me get this. I don't want to pick this up yet because I'm afraid when I scan this, the alien's going to start talking to me.
I just need to build the test override module. Then I can disable that satellite tower.
Oh, good lord, what's going on in here? Okay, there was another, the one of the talkie thing.
O'Brien's felt this all went sideways. How could I have known that so much would go wrong? I failed my crew. No, I don't fail. I didn't get into this position by being a failure. It's this desolate land. Frigid. Cursed. Between these tunneling creatures and the strange sickness that a few of the crew are showing symptoms of, we have to leave at first light tomorrow. We are prepping for a rapid takeoff. We can't take chances with the vibrations drawing the tunnelers, so we're skipping the systems check. Risky, but I have faith in myself and the crew of the Mercury. Landing this thing was practically a miracle, though. But we have to get out of here. Maybe the weapon is to keep people away, but if we leave, it'll let us go. I have to leave the quarantined crew in the cave behind. We will be back for them, but we can't risk an unknown infection spreading through the Mercury. We're packing survival kits for them, but there's only enough surplus for about 2 weeks. I'm telling them that we will come back. But I don't think I can land here safely twice. I hate this. But I have to leave them behind. I can't risk the entirety of the Mercury.
All right. So clearly some story happening. That seems to be reference to the plague. In the first one, you end up with the plague. I don't know if the plague gets eliminated or if you just get cured of it. So it's possible maybe I'm going to get the plague. So I know part of the main original game was figuring out how to... Ooh, Jukebox disc. Alright. I just felt like I had not finished exploring this area. I just ran out of... I felt like I was going to run out of oxygen. Okay, here we go. This is where I discovered this little doohickey. Nope, not going to waste my time with those. Ooh, water. Okay, that'll keep me here a little longer. More water. Food. Alright, well, water and food is no longer a reason to have to go back. It's like the game developers knew this would be a problem. Alright, can't cut that open. Starting to get a little concerned. What is going on down here? All right, I'm really what is this? I really have no idea where the F I am right now. What's going on? Ooh, are these diamonds? Or titanium? It's a disappointment. If I come all the way down here, and the big discovery is a cluster of titanium. Hold on up here. Yep, that's all titanium. Okay, so this is a very unique and odd little place. Does not seem to be offering anything game-changing for me. Unless I'm missing something. Like another tunnel I'm not catching. This is one of those scenarios where I'm afraid to look away from the screen because I can't afford to get lost. So. Is I just down here? Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, been down there. Alright, I'm pretty flippin' lost. Oh, I still need to go through... Shit. Item. Alright, it's time to get the fuck out of here. Okay, there's this.
We need to get off this planet. I mean, the morning started out so well. I took a team of 6 out to find the structures from the planetary scans, and we were all in high spirits. I mean, who wouldn't be? These structures would be clues to another sentient race. It was highly unlikely that another colony would be out this far. We were going to be in the frickin' history books. Everything was going okay. We were a few miles from the ship when our radios picked up an actual signal. It sounded like an SOS. We got overly excited naturally and decided to enter the water to follow it. That decision cost 3 lives. I mean, half my team.
I have no idea how to get back.
Ripped to shreds by
We're gonna die.
something. They died screaming.
Alright. Well, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I lost some belongings. Hopefully it wasn't anything too... Shit! Oh my god! Oh, thank god I spawned in my sub. I was almost 100% sure I was going to spawn back at my base in my bed which would have been awful because my submarine is super duper far away from my base and super deep. Okay, now I can catch up with chat. I'm gonna pause it so it doesn't tear into my food and hunger. Remember you curing the planet of the plague, but it's been a while. Yeah, I couldn't remember if I cured the planet or myself. I think it might have been the whole planet, Nick, and this takes place later. But if I'm encountering these shipwrecks, because I know the planet had a defense system that was shooting down any ships that came into the atmosphere as a quarantine measure to make sure that any ship that got too close or came into the planet's atmosphere couldn't leave again. So if this thing crashed down here a while ago, it could very well be that this was while the plague was still active. Around and round. No, and I panicked too. I definitely panicked. All right. This is dumb. But I'm gonna go back. Is this a way out? No. I'm already lost. And I'm familiar with this place too. Where was that room with the... Here it is. Wait, was there something scannable over here? I thought I saw my little scanner blip go. I need a base, then go round and round? Oh, cut. Oh, okay, I remember seeing this room from the outside. And wondering how to get in here. See, the thing is that I'm feeling... I've already got this, right? I think I already got this. Is that I'm like 90% of the way done to having everything out of this place that I need. And that if I go through the thing of like building a base here, it's only going to be useful for like 10 seconds. That's what I'm afraid of. That's why I'm not like... But I do feel like I need to maybe have a base somewhere on this side of the map. I am... Let me see. There is an upgrade for the oxygen unit, and I don't think I've found enough. I need to find one more high-capacity tank to scan. And I still haven't found the plant I'm looking for. Alright, I think I'm going to skip this place for right now. And in fact... I am going to run back home. Dropped beacon. Wait. Did I drop a beacon when I died? Okay, now I was gonna leave, but now I'm back in it again. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, there's stuff. Oh, that's cool. I didn't realize when you drop stuff when you died, you could actually pick that up. When they said it was lost, I thought it was just like Like, well, that's gone now. Hope you enjoyed it. And there was a way right back to my boat right here the whole time. Oh, wait. Speaking of my boat. All right, it's outside. And I'm full, so yeah, I'm gonna go back home. I'm not gonna build the base out here right now, though. Seems like too much think power. All right, we're just gonna go home to USUC. I mean USUC 101, right, Nick? And I gotta keep an eye out for, like, things to scan. I think there's a bunch of, like, kelp caves with sea monkeys in this area that I was exploring. And I think that's where I was scanning some of this stuff that I only got, like, 1 out of 3 or 2 out of 3 of. But I know there was also just randomly stuff on the ocean floor in this area that I would find and scan, and I wouldn't have had blueprints for before. Okay, scary noises. Delta. There is the USUC 101. 101. We're getting there. That is a bit of a jog to get back here, though, isn't it?
Welcome aboard, Captain.
All right. All right, let's start putting stuff away. That. Put an ingot in here. Picked up a bunch of lithium. Bunch of batteries. Let's see, do I got anything else I want to... Here. Refill. Anything else? Yeah, why not? Get those recharging. Extra batteries can go in here. We'll keep a couple on me. Power. I don't know what these reactor rods do, but I'm going to treat them like other power sources for now. I think it's you can build nuclear reactors. I don't have a thing. I remember having the jukebox before when I played this last year, and I remember digging it, and I liked the music that I found. They have surprisingly jamming music. Like, really cool. Let's see what I picked up that I can actually do. Prawn suit storage module. That doesn't help me right now. The sea truck. Okay, I have one synthetic fiber. So I can do the module now based on what I've got. So let me see. I'm going to grab one of these. Got a diamond in here. And some glass. Let's do one thing at a time. See, this is the kind of focus where I have a hard time. I'm like, okay, I gotta do this and this and this and then this. Oh, I need to make enameled glass. So how do I make enameled glass, lead, and another diamond? Lead, diamond. Burning through those diamonds. Need a ruby, 2 rubies. I need the depth module that's already in my ship. Is one of the ingredients. Oh, it's this one where I build the depth module. Here we go. Sweet. So now we can go 650 meters. That's going to open some areas for me. All right, let's I think I determined I did not really need that propulsion cannon. All right, let's put the other stuff, the rando stuff I've got away. The one lead. What was I putting sulfur? Sulfur. Wiring kit. Did end up with a spare diamond. 2 batteries. Emergency food. I think I'm going to bring one of those with me. What I really want is, oh yeah, I can build my, my aquariums now too, huh? What do I need for that? Yo, first off, I don't need the depth module anymore, so I can unpin that. Unpin that. I'm gonna keep that synthetic fiber pinned because I still haven't figured out where to get spiral plant clipping. That's one of the areas I was probably in. I just wasn't paying attention to the plants. But I haven't yet revisited now that it's on my mental radar to find it. Synthetic fibers. Oh, we need to do this for table coral sample. I might be able to make this now. Gold, silver. Did I have any table coral sample? Yep. See, now I'm all sidetracked again. I was going to make something completely different. Parallel processing unit. Yes. And now I need a titanium, a lead, and a copper wire. Did I have a copper wire already made somewhere? No. Titanium. Copper. Lead. Where do I make that? Oh, here it is. Alright, so I got that now. I forget, am I supposed to know what to do with it? It's for the Delta Station Communications Tower. Okay, fair enough. I think I need to collect some water fish too. Nope, I don't really have spare water fish. Speaking of fish, getting hungry. In real life. Ah, there's some water fish. Oh yeah, and I can build my aquarium now too. So I guess I am doing a little bit of base building, but it's building my primary base. More just establishing some of what I consider at this point to be the basics. Easily accessible food and water. Grown right on the base. There's probably some plants out there that can do the same thing if I find them. So let's see. Alien containment. Ooh, that's a lot of glass. That's a lot of quartz. That's 10 quartz each. Okay, maybe a little while before I can build all those that I want. Drink, drink, drink. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Make 5 glass out of those 10 quartzes. All right, this is what I need. I was like, what am I doing? I need to actually get the building tool out. Where's interior pieces? Alien containment. There we go.
An aquarium just for looks, or your own personal sushi factory. You decide.
And I forget. I need to make a door to get in and out of it. It's 1 quartz and 1 titanium. Alright, let's catch some, I see one right there. Come here. Catch a handful of these guys.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
No, no. I wrong clicked them. I was trying to release them in the environment. I ended up eating them. Let's see. Gonna lurk for a bit. Oh, cool. All right. I'm a big fan of lurking myself. So, thanks for hanging out. Lurk to your heart's content. Hope you get a lot of work done, and you have a good weekend. All right. Nighttime out there. We're gonna go to Delta Base once light out.
What happens as you are sleeping? I was being pulled from illogical world to illogical world, with you at the center of them all.
I was dreaming. The brain processes in mysterious ways when we sleep.
Does it serve a purpose? It was such disorienting and fragmented thought. Random images and sensations.
No one is completely sure what it does. There are theories, but every human dreams. Many other mammals too.
Is it enjoyable?
It can be. We can experience impossible joy, and also impossible terror in our dreams. Sometimes I can fly. Sometimes I call out to Sam and can't reach her. Sometimes I'm in my underwear, defending my doctoral thesis. It's a mixed bag.
Your biofeedback indicates that flying is the most enjoyable dream. I therefore hope you have many more of those. Mainly for my own safety.
All right. Time for a little jog up to the communications tower. Yeah, I'm feeling like I didn't plan my evening very well because I only basically had a snack before my stream. So this stream I may not stream as long. The other thing I just realized too, I'm like, why am I so tired? It's only 9:30. It's because who's this? It's because I've been working extra long days to make up for my time off tomorrow for camping. And I've been making up that time in the mornings, so I've been getting up and working earlier an hour each day than I'm used to. So I'm like, oh yeah, this is about how I normally feel at 10:30. Alright, let's warm up for a sec. I need to eat some cashews. Oh, if only I had some cashews, Brad. Well, I realized why 9:30 felt like 10:30, which is usually about the time I go to bed. Like, why am I so tired? All right.
Great. Now back to the terminal. Do it. Please work. Yes. Satellite is down.
I am impressed. That was most resourceful.
All right. Think that's all I needed to do here. Oh, phone call. Oh, from the lady.
All right, Altera. You win this round. Come find me at my greenhouse. I'm about 1 kilometer east of your position up on an iceberg. I have a present for you.
I'll come by if I have time.
Sure, whatever. If you have time for me in your busy social calendar.
See, that's the lady that chased me off earlier. But now I'm earning her trust. Yeah, no, it's true. Well, and you know what also happens sometimes? And this actually screwed me up last night. It's probably another reason I'm a little extra tired right now. Is I fell asleep after work. We ran errands and then got something to eat. And then when I got home, I ate and I think it was around 9 o'clock, and I fell asleep like a rock. But then I woke up an hour later and I felt awake again. And so then I played Subnautica, and then I was just awake. And so finally at around midnight, I'm like, okay, I gotta stop playing and try to go to sleep, because I shouldn't be this awake at this hour. But I did play Subnautica last night until, I think a few minutes after midnight. I think I looked and it was 12:05, and I was like, oh shit. That's one of my struggles, is not sleeping enough, because somewhere around 6:30 or 7, I'll just wake up and my body's just like, time to get up now. And it doesn't matter if I fell asleep at 10 or if I fell asleep at 2 in the morning.
Welcome aboard.
My body's just like, oh, you're waking up now. If you didn't get enough sleep, you're gonna be effing tired, but you're up. Alright, I'm not gonna seek that lady out. What was I gonna do? How's my fish doing? I put two in here. Come on, you guys. Have a little fish sex. Make some extra fish for me. Okay, I'm gonna... Feel free to have I could have like, dinner and take a nap midstream. Alright, here's waterfish. Where'd it go? They get all skittish when you start catching their family with your bare hands. Oh, there's quartz. I'm gonna need lots and lots and lots of quartz. From now on, just gonna grab quartz. Anytime I see quartz, I'm gonna grab it. At least for now, till I build my aquariums. No, all I had was Yeah, my food planning got a little messed up because my wife was out. She took a half day to run some errands to get ready for camp. We're going camping tomorrow, Maxie. You might have missed that part of the stream. And so we've been doing a bunch of like prep, getting ready for camping. We've been buying. It's our first camping foray, tent camping of the year this year, and it's the first of many going into the summer that we've already booked. So we did stuff like last night our errands were running to the storage unit where we've got, because we ended up with so much camping gear, there was no reasonable place to store it in our apartment without just like having a pile in the living room in the corner or something. So we have a storage unit for that and some other stuff. We have a decent sized apartment, but it doesn't have a ton of storage space. And oh wait, how many did I get? I only got 2. Okay. Never mind. Are you avoiding crowds and staying home? Is there something? Oh, god damn it. I ate them instead of releasing them into the tank again. Alright. Left click is eat. Right click is release. Son of a bitch. Okay. Let's catch some more. They don't even hydrate me if I eat them. Why are you surprised we reserved a campsite? It's something... Oh, you mean because of Memorial Day? Is it Memorial Day? I always get confused. Because it's Memorial Day and Veterans Day, and I get confused. It's Memorial Day weekend, right? They're both like military related, so I get them backwards. And hey, Chevy guy, what's up? Yo, yo, yo. So yeah, there was and we've been lucky. Like we booked a place for Labor Day weekend. We were able to do it the last minute, and the campground was full. But the campgrounds, well, this one we'll see. It's a nice location. But we actually drove up to this campground a few weeks ago just to get an idea for what it was like. And I mean, just go for a drive. And it was like an hour and a half drive. It's not super close, but it's not super far. It was a great drive though. And the area is beautiful, but it is one of these, it's like a highway along the side of a lake. And then you get off and there's a campground, sort of like a strip of land along the lake.
Warning. 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
And, oh, look at that horrible weather out here. And the campsites are kind of packed close together. And so we're actually walking around thinking, we'd already booked a site and we looked at it and it's like, okay, it's relatively roomy. It's right by the bathroom. I think that was like my wife. One of her big selling points is the 2 a.m. pee. And we've had some of our favorite campsites are like, yeah, if you want to go to the real bathroom, there's like porta potties around, but if you want to go to the real bathroom, you got to walk a quarter of a mile. And one of them that we really liked, even the porta potty was like a couple 100 yards away, and then it was a quarter of a mile to get to the real bathroom. So when she found this place had a site, one of the spots was available, was the closest spot to the bathroom, she's like, book. Hey, Varo Gamer, how you doing? All right, this time I'm gonna release the fish. Right? 3. There. And I'm gonna make water out of the rest. Oh, you're in Indonesia. All right. So it's like midday for you right now, isn't it? Right now it's getting. I was just talking about this. It's getting almost close to bedtime for me. So I may not stream that much longer. And it's. I mean, luckily, I've only really normally, like, if I'm gonna pee in the middle of the night, for me it only happens usually once. I've gone through periods in the past where it was a little more frequent, but maybe twice. But the second time is almost time to wake up. Like I may have a 2 a.m.er, and then another one around 6:30, and that's half the time I'll end up just getting up because it's already getting light and stuff, and I can't get back to sleep. Crap, now I want to see which kind of cot we got. Yeah, we have on our car, we got a roof rack with a storage bin up there now. It's a pretty good size. It's funny because it's a Honda Fit, which is not huge, but it's got this, like, container on top. And we actually got the cots up there, both of our big chairs and our tent all fit up in there, so that's pretty good. Classic G-Law incontinence. Oh no, peeing in bed, no. That would be an unpleasant way to spend a weekend in a sleeping bag. And ruin our new cots that we just bought. We looked at a ton of different cots, and I wasn't afraid to get like a top end one if I thought it would be best. There are a couple of really comfy looking ones that were between like $170 and $200, but the only problem is they were I'm usually mostly a side sleeper, and they were more for like back sleepers because they would sort of cushion you in. And I was reading stuff like people saying, oh, if you're a side sleeper, the way that these cushions and all the cushions are configured is gonna mess with you a bit. Okay, so we got Red Camp. Well, we both got the same one. We got the Red Camp folding cots for adults. 500-pound, double layer, Oxford strong, heavy deuce, wide. These are like, I think they're 33 inches wide, and the regular was 28, but we wanted a little extra. Now we're worried that they may be too big for our tent, getting both of them in there. So that's the next step is, I mean, I know we'll be able to fit them both in there, but if they end up like where they're just jammed together and taking up the whole, it feels like they're taking up the whole usable area of the tent, because it's a dome tent, we're like, oh, maybe we'll get a tent with more vertical walls, which has better usable space, but then it has its own problems, because then we're reading about those like, oh, their wind is a problem with those. Oh, well, in bear country, you know what? I haven't had to deal with that, Maxie. I think there is one campground that we stayed at where there was a notice, and it was up in the mountains and in the forest, deep in the forest. And there was a notice that, like, there usually aren't bears there, but there had been evidence that there might be, they said, some bear activity in the area, but no one had actually seen one. So, yeah. It's wear that prawn suit all the time. I have the sea truck. I have the blueprint for the prawn suit, but I haven't built it yet because I think until you get the module for the sea truck where you can haul the prawn suit around, I find the prawn suit is kind of a pain in the butt. It's kind of a pain in the butt to navigate if you're going to be going like across the map or to a lot of different places. It's like I don't think I want to mess with the prawn suit until I can haul it around on my truck. So one of the reasons why we wanted, and my wife was more excited about getting Cots than I was. One of the reasons was because there's waking up in the middle of the night to have to pee, and she pees in the middle of the night more than I do. And having to get up from the ground, like get out of the sleeping bag, and it's 38 degrees, it's cold, you're stumbling to like just rise from the floor up. It's not like you grab a table to help you get up or something. It's just like, I'm on the ground and I'm just gonna get, like, stand up. Which, when you're old and you got a little bit of weight on you, it gets trickier. So, that was the idea of the cot, was something that also that wouldn't deflate, because we got 2 inflatable air pads, and one of them, like the ribbing or whatever tubing that makes up the interior, started coming undone. So it was just like, it was like a beach ball sticking out right in the middle. You couldn't sleep on it anymore. It was ridiculous. No, I'm not. I haven't watched Attack on Titan. I'm not like I think I missed the boat on anime. I've talked about this a few times. I have friends, I'm in my 40s, and I have friends that I went to high school with, that I'm still friends with, that after we graduated, anime became popular. We were like 19, 20. And they got into it, and I didn't. I think it's one of those things where, you know, there are things where if you get into them while you're young, you end up loving them for your whole life. But if you start trying to get into them past a certain age, you can't get, it's like you don't get it. You're too old. You're like, I don't get it. It's not clicking. The Gazelle T4 tent. You know what, Maxie, I was looking at that, but it didn't look big enough for 2 people with cots. And it also looked like you might not be able to stand up in it. But that looked like a really good tent. Okay, so it is big enough to stand in. I think I actually looked at that tent, and my wife and I watched videos about that tent. That's one of those that it looks like a D&D dice. It's like, it folds out, and it's like a polygonal shape. It's a cool tent. That's your TMJ jaw? Now, there's still stuff that I get into that other grown-ups don't. Like, I just started watching Rick and Morty, and Rick and Morty seems like that's one of those shows that is probably optimal for someone who's in their 20s to 30s, and then once you get past that, it starts getting into territory where a lot of people, like, in their 40s or their 50s, they try to watch Rick and Morty, they're going to be like, but that shit's clicking with me. I've been meaning to watch it forever. It's plenty big enough for two cots? We have to consider it, because first off, if our tent that we have now works, we're just going to keep our tent. We actually like our tent. But because it's a dome tent, if getting those cots in there, I mean, the footprint of our tent's 10 by 10. It's a good size, but because it's got the sloping walls, we're worried that sticking the cots in there is going to end up like the cots will have to be pushed in, and we can't really picture how much they're going to have to be pushed in. But if they end up being pushed in the center, and because of the slope, you can't walk around them, it could make the being inside the tent extremely, like, just cramped feeling. 2 full-sized air mattresses? Okay, that, and also I wasn't sure how tall it looked. Like, I thought, is there a shorter one? I'm not sure, but I know when I saw it, I wasn't sure whether I'd be able to stand up all the way. And I think that's something that I definitely want, is if we do upgrade a tent, I want something that I can stand up in. Here, let's cook up some, sitting here slowly starving to death. Okay, no, then that's not a problem then. Because sometimes it's hard to gauge when you're watching a video too, because you don't even like the person shooting the video. You don't know how tall they are. That dude could have been 6'5", and you can't really tell. So it looks like the tent's not as tall. Well, yeah, and that's like in our tent in the center area. It's like 6 feet or taller. So you can stand all the way up in our tent, but because it's dome, there's only about like a 2.5 foot circle in the center of the tent, where if you're not standing in that 2.5 foot circle, your head's gonna start hitting the side. And it's the first tent as an adult that I've used and owned where you can stand up anywhere, which is awesome, but it drove home the fact that I would love to be able to stand up in other parts of the tent too. So that's what were we looking at? Now I can't remember. I'm gonna see if I saved it. There was a famous tent brand. This tent. I think it was Cabela's. Was it a Cabela's tent? Yeah, that was one thing about that tent too, is it looked like it was super easy. Everything's built into it. So you don't have to, it's all like all together, right? Where you just drag it out of its bag and all the poles are inside of it. And it just kind of like almost, I wouldn't go so far as to say it sets itself up, but almost looks that way. Or maybe it wasn't a Cabela's. What the hell tent was I looking at? It's not a brand. Now I'm gonna be obsessed until I can figure out which tent it was. Oh, is it pretty big when packed down? And now I'm not even playing the game. I'm just looking up tents. Okay, here it was. It was an REI Grand Hut 6. I just found the 4. But we were actually thinking about the 6, because the 6 has got about the same footprint as what we've got. It's not like yours where the things are all built in. They just had a huge sale. I wonder if they've been sold out. Okay, there's a Grand Hut. Oh, it's still on sale. Here. So, the game right now is just like, here, let me just pause that. Yeah, it's this one is because there's a big sale. So right now this is usually $350, it's $250. And it's got like a full coverage rainfly. It's supposed to be a pretty good quality tent, but I have heard because it's so upsy downsy, it's not structurally sound in even like, I don't know. You wouldn't want to go in a hurricane, but it sounds like this thing, even in moderate wind, you got to stake the hell out of it down so it doesn't blow away. No, it's not. That when they give those numbers for tents, it's never I mean, they're literally talking like, yeah, you could lay 6 slender people, like 4 across the back and then 2 by the front door. Like literally just a carpet of bodies of people that are not of significant size. So, because I've seen sometimes where they'll show diagrams of how the people could fit, and you can tell they're not generously proportioned individuals. Now, I want to say the gazelle is like a leap up. Oh, it's not that much. Okay, now I'm getting confused because I'm seeing different. Okay. So it's in the same. Let's see. It's in the. Is that it? That looks like what I saw, but. And I think my wife was also concerned when she saw the arrow-shaped door. My wife is a little bit like balance prone. She has balance problems and she's prone to tripping on stuff. And when she saw the D-shaped door on a couple tents like this, she got very skittish about. She got very concerned that she would be falling flat on her face during her 2 a.m. pee. But this was definitely like I was watching videos about this tent with some great interest. So this is what you currently use, Maxie? Or did you say you used that before you moved on to a trailer? Or before you brought your camper? Okay. We'll have to keep that in mind. I think that D door, my wife really got spooked by it. She just literally saw. She seemed pretty convinced that she would be taking some midnight pee tumbles out of that door. But I know when I saw it, I was like, oh, that looks hella easy to open up. And it looks like a cool tent. So, well, and also if based on if it comes highly recommended, she might be willing to at least do a little more research. But yeah. Oh. The Gazelle Gazebo, is that like an attachment to it? Back to
45 seconds of gameplay.
Oh, I didn't realize there were 2 doors. And I hadn't thought about that as a selling point. The other tent, the cabin tent, also had 2 doors. And I was just, it's like, why do you need 2 doors? Psychologically, my brain is like, oh, that's more places where intruders can come in. But you're in a tent, the intruders. If there's like a slasher murderer out there, they don't need a door to get in. They're probably not going to use the door to begin with. They're just going to open up the side of the tent. Come stabby stab. And not that I worry about stabby stab, but for some reason in my brain when I'm thinking about like the tent, I feel all cozy and secure in the tent, and like the door's over there. It's like I'm going to be away be like, all right, anyone comes in here, I'm going to see them. And it's like, oh shit, there's another one over there. I'm surrounded by doors. The gazebo is separate, sets up like the tent, but has a big mesh wall. Okay. You gotta rough it. Hey, Just a Man. No, I'm not gonna lie, we're a little bit leaning towards the glamping. If it didn't seem like it would be a huge pain in the ass to own and drive like an RV, like we couldn't have one right now. I guess we could, but we have to like probably rent a place to park it, which is like totally impractical. But every time I see RVs, I'm always like, we go camping, we see people in their RVs, and we're always kind of jealous and fascinated by people in campers and RVs and stuff. But then thinking like, oh, it's so impractical for us. It would be so impractical for us to have one right now. And also, like, we're not in a place to afford buying. You can get an old cheap camper for not too much money, but then you're probably gonna have your own problems to deal with because of that. All right, I'm just gonna look for here. Let's grab a couple of these guys. Time to eat. And in real life, I'm gonna have to think about eating sometime soon. You can overland a truck if you have. No, we have a Honda Fit, man. There's no overlanding in that shit. Can I put a ladder here? Ooh. Need titanium. All right. Time to move the old bed.
I am picking up the signature of an important item belonging to my people. I will share its location.
Okay.
Signal location uploaded to PDA.
Here, we'll put Frank's bed. Where should we put Frank's bed? Just maybe right here? Alright, now we officially have a second story. Hey, fishes! So I think I want a fish tank here for the eating fish, and then that's the fish tank. This is the fish tank for the drinky fish, and the other one's for the eaty fish. You know what? We got Hebrew National this time. And I kind of, the last couple times, I've over-aggressively purchased Nathan's. And the thing about Nathan's, it almost has too much flavor. And so my last memory of Nathan's is I got burnt out on it because I was getting heartburn, and the Nathan's felt almost too harsh. And so I was like, you know, I feel like I need a hot dog that's a little milder this time around. So I think overall I still like Nathan's better, but if I'm gonna have a weekend where I'm having like a hot dog palooza, this time I felt like I need a hot dog that's not packing quite as much flavor punch. And the Hebrew National sort of fits that bill. It's a good quality hot dog. It's a very good quality hot dog. And the thing I loved about the Nathan's is it was packed with so much more flavor than pretty much any other hot dog I've ever had. But I think it's also a little extra salty. So when I ate a whole bunch of them, it seemed like it was wearing down my taste buds a little bit. Okay. Put those away already. Bacon wrapped hot dogs. That's an art that I'm gonna need to maybe try again. I've had bacon wrapped hot dogs and loved them back in places where like there were street vendors that sold them. And I thought they were the greatest thing on earth until I tried to make one myself. And it did not go well at all. Probably taking the long way around here. Chili in the bag? Nathan's has bagged chili? What is that, like a butcher shop or some meat shop? I'm not familiar with Kogel's. That doesn't mean we don't have that, or is that like a hot dog brand or a meat brand? It doesn't mean we don't have it. It just means that I haven't paid a lot of attention to brands. Yeah, that's another thing I've become mildly obsessed with in the last couple years is a good chili. And I'm thinking about that. I'm kind of wishing I hadn't thought about having chili dogs. But if there was an easy way to prepare it camping, I do love me some chili dogs. Kogel's hot dogs. Now here's the thing is, like, historically, I just always bought whatever cheap hot dog. And there were a few. I knew Hebrew National. If it was on sale, I'd grab that. There's a few brands, but like Nathan's wasn't even my radar until last year. When my wife brought like some vegan dogs and was thinking this might, hey, maybe we'll have these and instead of meat dogs. And I had a couple of her dogs and I was not into that. A lot of vegan substitutes I can get behind, but this shit, not for me. So, we went to a store and she's like, oh, they have Nathan's. We can get Nathan's. That's like the best that's the kind of hot dogs they have like at the New York food carts.
Geothermal energy to nurture the life that grows within.
All right, what is all that horrible noise? Now I'm just kind of exploring a little bit. Chili and melted cheese in a Fritos bag. Go to town. That. And here's the funny thing. I've never had actual chili and cheese with Cheetos.
Rising temperatures detected in mineral-rich fissure below.
Okay, so there's definitely something down here. What is this? Thermal plant. Oh, I guess I already got thermal plant recipe. So I've had chili cheese Fritos where it's just like the dusty chili cheese flavor, but I never had actual Fritos with chili and cheese. And I don't know, it never occurred to me to actually have it with the real actual foods on them. That's not something to pick up. You had Nathan's chili cheese dogs tonight? Oh my god. Just thinking if there's a way to cook chili on a campfire and it's not too much a pain in the ass. Okay, I'm just randomly finding a lot of a lot of shit down here. Well, oh, it's PDA. It's talkie time.
There I was, 500 meters below sea level. Chunks of the sea base sank around me. One hand gripped the monster's scales. The other was clamped around the shard of metal I'd lodged into her eye socket. A Reaper. Wounded, maybe, but still deadly. I'd already taken out one eye. I damn near carved out the other. We were headed for the void at the crater's edge. Blinded, she was spiraling deeper. I had a choice. Hold on, or let go. I clung for dear life as she took us deeper. I had 1 minute of air in the tank. Back then, I could go another 3 with what I had in my lungs. So I had 4 minutes to kill the Reaper, minus a few to get back to the surface. It ain't that I like killing folk. It's just sometimes what you need is on the inside of someone else's ribcage.
Yikes.
I killed that beautiful, terrifying creature, and I made for the surface. When I caught my breath, I realized we'd come further than I thought. I was surrounded by watery void, just me and ocean. Nothing else.
Taco meat in a Fritos bag. It's also a camp thing. It's all sounding... These are all sounding like things... I guess we still are able to pick up things on the way camping. But over the past couple of days, like my wife took a half day yesterday as well. And she's taking a half day tomorrow. She might even be taking most of the day off tomorrow. Because she's been so excited about camping and wanting to go pick up other stuff. We also just bought a canopy too. Because we weren't sure if it was going to rain, but we decided last year, because we did get caught in rain a couple times, that we wanted a canopy. Oh, damn. We wanted a canopy outside of our tent to hang out under if we ever did end up going on, like, camping on a weekend where it turned out to be like, oh, surprise, it's gonna just pour all weekend long. Just make it, warm it up near the campfire on a camp stove. Oh, yeah, there's I'm just being lazy. Because one of the things I like about hot dogs is you just stick it on a thing and stick it over the fire. And there's no, you don't have to use utensils, or you don't have to put it in anything, any kind of cooking sort of container, like a pot or a pan or anything else. But it's like, we're always cooking stuff in pots and pans too. It's just, I get lazy where I'm like, I'm gonna have my hot dog now, and I just stick it over the fire and just stick it in a bun and eat it. But if you really want to eat well while you're camping, you can't just stick stuff over a fire on a fork. You gotta supplement that with other good stuff. Yeah, like roasted onions, peppers, and all sorts of stuff. Place a can. Oh yeah, just put the can over the fire. And I actually like just regular Hormel's chili just fine too. Wait a minute. Why do I feel like I'm missing something down here? But it's feeling like there's just this one round chamber. I'm having some recollections and feeling like this was a place, like a big network of caves, but maybe there's a bunch of these, and this one is not networked with other stuff. Oh, never mind. More caves. Okay. I thought I was coming back to the outside, but nope. I'm in a big underground cavern network now. Maybe I'll find some of those red spiral plant thingies that I need. Reaper's wine glass. Alright, doesn't look like anything I need to worry about. Here, can I get something off of you? Nope. How about something off of you? Nope. It seems like all this scannable stuff is the same thing. It's a thermal something or other. Thermal plant fragment. I already got that. Starburst candy? Are you serious? Because it never crossed my mind, but when you bring it up, I'm actually kind of intrigued by it. But how does that work? Like, does it become molten? Like, how do you actually... I would suspect it would just turn into liquid, almost. Is that what happens? Or does it just get really, really soft? Ooh. Diamonds. What is this? Ooh, uranium crystals. Alright, so it turns out I found diamonds. This place is just lousy with diamonds. So rather than fill up everything I have with diamonds, I'm just gonna have to remember that that this place has got tons of diamonds. Stick them to get unwrap and stick into a marshmallow holder. Is that a thing that people do, or have you just experimented a lot with putting things over a fire? That actually sounds really good, though. Like, that sounds like the sort of thing that would, like, catch on, that maybe not everyone knows about. Thermal plant fragment. Thermal plant fragment. Okay, I did bring... Started to get nervous getting this lost deep down. Oh, I've been here before. This is where that lady lives. But she said to meet her somewhere else now. Can I dock in here? Nope. But she has this giant saber-toothed alien dog thing that was blocking what part of her house. And maybe that thing's gone now. Oh, now it's locked altogether. I can't get in. Alright, never mind. Oh, you found it on YouTube. Okay. There we go. Ow. Yeah, before I was able to go into this room, and the lady was in there and she spoke to me, And then she went in that back room over there, and she's very suspicious of me. And she's like, if you shut down the satellite monitoring spying on me, then I'll believe you're not a spy. And maybe I'll talk more to you then. And she went in that back room, she had her dog standing by that door over there. And I couldn't see what was in the back room. And now I can't get in there at all. And this giant room, this is what I was thinking of building in my base. I could make one huge-ass room with like 1 million storage containers in it. Could be my main hub. Pillsbury cinnamon rolls over a fire, too. Like, oh, getting them, like, toasty? Yeah, I know the kind you're talking about. Huh, alright, I could see that being a thing. Oh, hold on now. So where are these twisty things? We need to figure out how to make synthetic fibers. Spiral plant clipping. What is a spiral plant? No. I think I've already taken a swipe at these. They didn't give me anything. Yeah, no, it's funny. Yeah, I do when I get hungry towards the end of my streams. And the thing that sucks now is, like, I'm hungry enough to want a legit full meal at this point. But I also need to go to sleep. What a complicated life I lead. I'm not finding anything that looks like a red spirally plant, though. This is sort of the area where I thought maybe I'd come across the thing and just not recognize it as an exploitable resource. What the oh. Alright, I think those are non-hostile. That's like a whale. Oh, scared the shit out of me. I thought it was one of those things that grabbed me earlier. Well, I have a hard time... Alright, I'm gonna go back in here. I have a hard time sleeping when I'm hungry, because then I'll get kind of like a gnawing, that gnawing empty stomach feel. Alright, you know what? I need to stop playing. And here, we'll save the game. I'll go to my bye-bye screen and still hang out for a couple minutes, but I need to take steps towards something that is not me playing video games on stream. I never heard of Jukebox. And hello, Kara. Kara, the shifter. Excuse me. Well, the thing is, I don't even know what I could prep at this point. without making a giant racket. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Okay, I still haven't seen it. But that makes more sense now. Because I thought maybe it was just a typo. Like maybe you meant Jiba. Jiba. No, I haven't seen Jiba. But then it was like Jiba. Yep. Classic out of touch old dude. Is there anything I could order that could get here quickly? Everything's looking like it's going to take too long. 30 to 40 minutes. I'm going to have to find something. Ooh, Don Cholitos. 25 minutes. What, Don Cholitos? Alright, this bears additional investigation, because maybe there is something. Oh, everything's no drivers nearby. Okay, so the only place with drivers nearby are like 45 minutes to an hour. Well, that's disappointing. I know we've got food here. It's just like, that's another problem if I don't plan a meal before my stream. Is, I can't bang around in the kitchen at 11 o'clock at night and make it a full meal. It's gonna upset some people who are trying to sleep. Oh, we got s'more making. My wife picked this here. I'm gonna show you. You can see my jammy pants. These are my work pants. A very formal dress code at my job. Yeah, my wife picked up this. It's the Hershey's S'mores Kit. It's got 9 full-size Hershey bars, a bag of marshmallows, and 2 packs of graham crackers. I'd never seen such a thing. I'm not sure where she found it, but this is gonna be my sweets for even if I don't have all s'mores. I like Hershey bars just fine, just by themselves too. But you gotta make sure to, like, I can't eat a ton of s'mores. So probably what's gonna happen is I'm gonna have some s'mores and then I'm gonna eat some of the chocolate. But yeah, that represents my sweets for the trip. Pretty exciting. That'll last one night. Well, here's the thing is, that's why I said I wouldn't have too many s'mores. It's like, they're too sweet for me. They're too sweet and rich. So I can't, like, usually if I do have s'mores, I'll have 2. And then once I've had 2, kind of done. And yeah, like, there's a thing of making s'mores instead of with a chocolate bar using Reese's peanut butter cups. And I know a lot of people that think that's amazing. And for me, that's too rich. Like, I love Reese's peanut butter cups, are my favorite candy of all the candy on earth. But if I have them on a campsite, I'm not going to use them for s'mores. I'm going to eat them straight, use the Hershey bars for s'mores. And you just stick it on the same thing where you'd put like where you'd skewer a marshmallow and put them over the fire. Is there a science to it so that they don't fall, just gloop off into the fire? You have to, it's like the fine art of knowing how to make it gooey, but not so it just slides right off into the fire. I'm picturing it being some kind of, like, you have to get it down to a science. But that actually sounds pretty good. There's a tiny learning curve. Okay. Well, what do they have here? Maybe I'll get some roll. I can order some rolled tacos to be delivered. The first 3 parts can be watched on Netflix and Hulu. Well, huh. Is it really super good? Yeah, not a lot of options here. But one option is muchas gracias Mexican food. I think that might be my solution. That's 30 minutes. I could take a nap. But I think I'm getting to that point where I'm feeling too tired to flap my gums much longer too. So I think what I'll do is I'm gonna figure out what to eat. Probably order it. I'm probably not gonna have any adult beverages. So, I mean, usually we'll bring beers and stuff with us, but I'm just not a big drinker. So if we drink beers, usually I'll have like one over the weekend, maybe one each night. But by and large, like, I'd rather have a Pepsi than a beer. All right, here we go. Yes. All right, this is irresponsible late night order, but this is what's going to happen. I'm getting a burrito and 3 rolled tacos. And somebody's going to bring it to me. I have special instructions not to knock on the door to disturb anyone, but sometimes they do it anyway. So one guy slammed on the door. It was like 11:30 at night. They're like, bam, 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 bam. Made me very upset. Sort of thing get me in trouble. Well, it's not technically the weekend because I'm still working in the morning. But I'm only working a half day because I worked long days the rest of the week. So I'm technically not missing any work. They just let me shift my hours around. So I did 4 9s, and then tomorrow I'm doing a 4. So, which is pretty cool. They give us flexibility to do that. My job is changing a little bit. They stopped. I think I mentioned this before. My job involved taking a lot of phone calls. And that function of the job is largely being removed, which is good because it was the only thing that was kind of like weird that our particular team and our particular project took calls, and usually project attorneys don't. They're not like call center support in that way, but this one case that our company worked on had special requirements, and they needed like super layer of specialists available to take certain escalated phone calls. And we got a lot of them, so it's going to be nice to not have to worry about that. But part of that is because they're not so much worried about our hours revolving around being available for a call center escalation calls, that we can be a little more flexible about when we work. No, I'm not off tomorrow. No, I think I'm working 9 to 1 tomorrow. Yeah, I requested... I don't get no 6 weeks off like Mr. Fancy Pants over there, Mr. Maxey, but yeah, it's considered... I'm still not even considered 1 year an employee. I was only actually hired by this company in last October. So I've been working there for 2.5 years, but I was working for the first year and a half as a contractor. I guess it hasn't been 2.5 years. It's been 2 years and 6 weeks. Uh-oh. There's the old ear herpes acting up again. Is that when I itched my ear one night? Someone said I had ear herpes. Was that, or was it something else? It's an itchy burning sensation inside my ear. It's like, no, you're not supposed to use your ear for those kinds of activities. And hey, Ashley. How you doing? As you can see, I'm wrapping up a little bit, but hello to you and also to Keith. I'm just assuming he's probably lingering around somewhere near where you are. I always feel like where you are, Keith is also nearby. So hello to both of you. You've been working at your current employer for 21 years now. Yeah, I would love to get like a government job of some kind. I've applied to plenty, but it's so competitive to get into any government job I've ever been qualified for that was like in my target of like the kind of job I would look for based on my skill set and pay expectations and everything else. And it's like, well, I've gone for jobs below that, thinking of once you get your foot in the door, you get maybe move around a little bit. But I've applied to tons of government jobs. I never even got... Strike that. I did get one video interview, but it wasn't even an interview with a person. It was like a website where it was the state of Oregon, and it was for some sort of a judicial job, like a judicial assistant, and having to do with bankruptcy, which I have some experience with. Or no, was it bankruptcy or was it medical? I think it might have been workers' comp. It was workers' comp. It was something to do with the Workers' Comp Board of Oregon. And that's what all the job that I was doing in LA for years was workers' comp adjacent. It was bankruptcy and workers' comp are the two things I kind of know more about than other areas of law because I've had some training and experience in those. And I'm not wrong. Okay. Thanks, Ashley. But yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy getting a government job. But I wouldn't mind those benefits. I think my wife, she's been at her job for 1.5 years, and it's a government job. She's going to end up, once she's been there for a few years, she's going to be probably having some stupid level benefits. But yeah, so mine, like we requested so many days off. And at first I was just requesting them off, or I was doing a mixture of like half days. Like tomorrow, originally I'd requested just a half day off and not have the rest of the week. And then they were like, oh, with the amount of half days off you're requesting for the summer, you're going to be out of paid vacation by the end of the summer. Are you sure you want to do that? And I was like, oh shit. Well, that's fine as long as I can still take unpaid time off. And apparently my company's like kind of stingy about letting you take unpaid time off. Like they I don't really. I guess it's normal. My wife. I told my wife about it. She said a lot of corporations are like that. They're just like, and I think I read that if you're salaried, that there can be laws that cause that to be that way. But I'm hourly, and it's actually one of the things I really like about my job is that I'm hourly. It's the reason they're not pushing me to work 70-hour weeks is because it'll cost them. So unless there's a really good reason for it, we work our 40. I'm one of the only lawyers. It's one of the only lawyer jobs in the United States where they're not trying to make you work an 80-hour work week. They're like, you need to ask permission if you're going to go over 40 hours. And I've asked and not been given it before. Not because I just needed overtime, but because I'm like, hey, there's a lot of work that I'm responsible for, and I don't have enough time to do it. Can I work overtime like this weekend to catch up? And they're like, nope. It's like, oh, all right. Yeah, no, I hadn't experienced that before, but I think part of the reason is that probably corporate jobs I've had before have had similar rules, but I get paid a little more than I did before. So I don't think I couldn't afford to take unpaid time off. Like I would get my vacation and then, yeah, maybe very strategically, if something was a really big deal, take some unpaid time off, but not just like, hey, we want to go camping 6 times in the next couple months and just take a crap ton of days, like half days off. Because my past jobs, it always felt like if you asked for it and they looked and they realized, yeah, your work, whatever you need to do is going to be covered, and they say yes, that's the end of the story. Like, you may not get paid. I had jobs where you had sick pay but no vacation. And so it was all vacation was unpaid. All time off was unpaid if it wasn't sick pay. And it was like, no, you just you ask for it off and you get it and that's it. You just don't get paid. It's like, all right, and then you moderate yourself. How much can I afford to not get paid? So, but like for me, and I think I'm kind of used to, because I was self-employed for a number of years, so I was kind of used to just considering all time off as unpaid time off. Because if I wasn't working, I wasn't making money. So you just had to save up, and then you have your time off, and you just take the hit. So you figure, I'm going to take a week off to go like visit family at Christmas or whatever, and oh shit, that's X number of dollars that I'm not going to be making during that week. And that's, you just get used to that mentality of you can't sweat it, because sometimes you need time off, and you should just, if you've got enough money put aside, you just do it. And that's how I was feeling about this. We have enough money put aside where I'm just like, yeah, I don't really care. I mean, I'm jazzed that I'm making as much as I'm making and I have vacation. And so if I have some unpaid time, I don't really, we can take the hit and I don't mind. And then it's like, well, no, we don't know if you're allowed to. And they have all this stuff like, well, you can ask, but it's like, we can't guarantee you'll get it. And we kind of ultimately sound like if you ask too much, it's like, it'll be a disciplinary matter. And it's like, I don't want it to get like that. Like, I don't want it to be where I'm pushing in such a way that somehow management's like, oh, he's not taking the job serious or something like that. I definitely don't, because I take the job pretty seriously. But I also love the fact that it's 40 hours, But yeah, so that's when I realized by the end of the summer, I'd be out of vacation time. And then I was like, well, I'll still want like the Friday after Thanksgiving, for example. I always want that off if I can get it. And there's no reason like for us to have to work that day, aside from it's not a holiday. There's nothing happening at our work. Our clients don't work that day. There's no reason like that you need to be there that day to work. And then also just stuff like depending on where my birthday falls, I like taking my birthday off. If my birthday's on a Thursday, sometimes I'd like taking Thursday and Friday off, have a 4-day weekend. So yeah, so decided for these camping trips, I'm going to sort of try to hoard my paid time just to make sure I've got a little flexibility later. And then maybe at the very last, like somewhere around Christmas or something, I'll just go for broke and be like, all right, I'm going to do my one-time request for unpaid vacation. give me 10 days off. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I realize I got 12 people watching me right now. I'm talking about all this boring shit about my my work hours and stuff. I'm starting to have a second guess about my food delivery. They've already pushed back the delivery time like 20 minutes later than we thought it was going to be. And they're showing the driver on the map. The driver is far away from Muchas Gracias Mexican food restaurant. Well, I guess whatever. Maybe I might actually have to warm up the delivery when it gets here. Oh, it's 13, but your husband is listening too. Okay, Evie. Hello, Evie's husband. Yeah. No, it's just that normally, about this time, I think normally I'm usually hovering around 7 people. Down towards the end, especially when I stop playing the game and I'm just like talking about random stupid stuff. You see usually the number, like maybe it was 12 and then I stopped playing because 9, 11, 10, 9, 8, and then I'll start talking about camping or whatever it is, and I'll look and it'll be like, oh, it says 6 people watching now. I looked over, there's 12 people watching. I was like, what the hell? I'm talking about the most boring stuff ever right now. But yeah, getting tired. Now I feel like I'm just killing time and running out of mouth steam. I don't know if that's a phrase. It's the power by which I motor my mouth. It's starting to get loopy. You know what, Maxie? I've actually not boring at all. It's like, yeah, the negative connotation of unpaid leave. And I was talking about that, like, I can understand them as a reward giving you more, because like mine's the type of job where after X number of years, it goes to 3 weeks to 4 weeks, and then I think it might go up to, I don't know if it goes, I think it might cap out at 4 or 5 weeks. But I'm not sure, I can't remember. I know whatever it was is too far away for me to care. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to be here for 10 years. I mean, maybe I will be, but that's too far away for me to be like, oh shit, I'm excited about that. It's like, no, it's 10 years from now. But then I was like, well, because my direct supervisor is actually super cool, and she didn't know what the procedure was either, and she kept asking HR for clarification, and then it sounds like it was a little bit nebulous, and she had to talk with like lower level, like more closer proximity management has some discretion, so it took her a while to figure out like what the rules actually were. And I was like, yeah, that would suck if I just ran out of time, and then like the holidays come and I just can't have any time. I can't have like a 4-day weekend for Thanksgiving because I used it for half days for camping. I'd rather just cancel. And so initially I just canceled them all. And then they're like, okay, well, no, you can juggle your hours around if you want to. So you have a lot of paid time off that you've accumulated. Nice. But I thought about, like, what if I stream from my campsite? Now, first off, just about every campsite we go to, we get no signal, which I actually kind of like. There's only one campground that we went to where we had any kind of reliable signal. And we still avoided, I wasn't like watching YouTube videos the whole time or anything, but there is kind of a nice feeling when you go someplace and you feel like you're out in the wilderness and you're out and you look on your phone, there's just like zero, there's no signal. And You're like, yeah, we're out here. We're deep in the forest, and we're officially out in the wilderness. I mean, we're in a campground. It's got bathrooms. It's not like we wandered into the fucking woods and just like, where are we? But definitely like not camping in the backyard, you know. Especially, well, yeah, because that's the thing is I ended up requesting so many half days off for camping, like because we got a whole bunch of trips set up this summer, and a lot of them are booked for Friday, leaving Sunday. And if I work till 5:30, and then we leave, and some of these campsites are like hour and a half away. It's like we may be rolling up in these campsites as the sun's going down. We may end up partially setting up camp in the dark. And then it's like, oh, it's just nicer if you could just get there a few hours earlier and set up and actually be able to enjoy some of that first day. And taking a half day off is enough to allow you to do that. So even though it's Friday night to Sunday noon, you still, you feel like you got away for a little while. And that seems like it's a good use of 4 hours of vacation time or even unpaid time. It's worth it to me. So I requested a whole bunch of them, and it's just like, if for some reason they were like, well, we got this stuff going on or whatever, it's going to be really hard for everybody to keep up or whatever. Like I've had jobs where you request time and they just say like, no, someone else already requested that. You can't, it's like, okay. But it was the first time I was talking about having time off where it's like, oh, we're just as a matter of principle going to stop. And that's why I was like, well, so if someone's been here for 10 years, they can take 4 weeks off and it's not considered a disciplinary or an attitude problem. But if I do, it's considered like a disciplinary issue. Like I can understand not getting paid for the 4 weeks. You haven't earned that seniority to get paid for 4 weeks, but it's like, why is it considered, and that's, just the way that it is, whatever the way it is. It's just like, I'd never thought about it before that's how companies would do it. So I'm like, so if Bob that's been here for 10 years takes 4 weeks of like off over the course of the year, he's somehow not regarded as some sort of bad attitude dude that doesn't want to work. But I am, if I want the same amount of time off, regardless of whether I'm getting paid. Mm-hmm. But I guess, you could see the flip side that they've earned it. They've been there that long, and so they've earned the time and the paid time and just the time to do it. It's like their perk. So I guess I could see that too. But they're offended you. Well, it's sort of like they're like, we've allotted this time for you to be able to have off. And if you go beyond that, it's going to be considered like an attendance issue. But that was the first time I ever, I had a job where you could only call off sick 5 times over the course, 5 days over the course of a rolling 12-month period. So if you're called in sick and within the previous 12 months, there's already been 5 times, you get a write-up. And so that's the kind of mentality that I'm used to. And in a job that's going to be very strict about time, but where if you request it off, they're just like, oh, okay, yeah, take it. We're not going to pay you. Just, take it off. Go ahead. So the idea that you get 2 paid vacation weeks off, but, well, they said also, like, I have a week of sick pay. You can use that too for vacation. And I'm like, I want to save that for when I'm actually sick, or I have doctor's appointments or whatever. So, it's nice that they offer the flexibility, But then I'm like, I don't want to be in a situation where I used all my sick time to go camping, and then I actually get sick, like at the flu season, and they're like, oh, well, you used all your time up. So now if you stay home because you're sick, we're going to consider it a disciplinary issue. I'm like, no, shit, no, I want to keep those hours open. Because like, if I get, like in this winters, I'll get the flu. Usually once a year, I'll get a little bug or something. Okay, your job's like that. But it's different though. I can understand it's different when you're expected to be there and you call in and an hour or two before your shift and be like, I'm not feeling well, I'm not going to be there. Cuz that messes stuff up. I feel like there's a good rationale for them to want to limit that and pay attention to that and think it's a problem if you go over it. But I'm not used to I'd like to request this day off in 3 months or these days off in 2 months and then 3 months from now. And they're like, no, that's a problem because you've gone over this 10 days off. It's like, okay. It's not horrible. I mean, I like my job a lot. And if they're going to have those restrictions, it's still totally worth it for me to work around whatever those restrictions are. I'm still feel really lucky to have the job that I have. But it's just stuff I never thought about before. Hey, my driver is at Muchas Gracias Mexican food restaurant. I didn't realize it was so far away from my house, too. You mean a perfect attendance days for not calling in sick, though? But, yeah, I remember you mentioning something like that, Maxie. But I remember thinking, like, it was something like, if you didn't call off for a year, then you got an extra day off or something. And I'm like, dude, if you got 6 weeks paid vacation off already, how is that an incentive to not, to be like, oh, I'm feeling like garbage today, but I'm going to rough it and go in anyways because I want that day off. I want that extra. I want that 6 weeks and 1 extra day that I'm striving to obtain. Oh, each quarter. Okay. I thought you said every year. Because I remember you mentioning that, thinking compared to 6 weeks vacation, that's not a very alluring incentive. I mean, it's nice that they do it. It's just, it doesn't seem as exciting when you get 6 weeks off. You think I'd be a good garbage men make a lot of money. At least they used to. I remember in high school. We learned how much garbage people made. Like, holy crap, they make twice as much as our teachers do. Had to think real hard about whether that was something I would want to get into. Ultimately, I'm afraid it'd be the kind of job where I'd klutz myself into some sort of serious injury and hurt myself or someone else. So I was always more afraid that it was a job that somehow I'd get messed up physically doing it. But no, Brad, I'm not going to eat on stream. I think I may get off the stream soon just because now it's after 11 and I think I'm noisy, so. But I ordered some delivery because it's too late. I realized I'm hungry for like a meal but it's too late for me to be banging around in the kitchen making a full meal. And I didn't realize it was going to be taking so long for this food delivery to get here. But the plan was that at about the time that the food's going to be delivered, I'm going to end the stream. Or if I run completely out of verbal mouth motor steam. The trash man. And the tiny bomb. But that wasn't Always Sunny, wasn't it? Wasn't that Danny DeVito's character was the trash man? It's crunchy tacos next to my sleeping wife. I could just see that where it's like there's actually like parts of the shell are sort of chipping off and like landing on her while I'm eating. Crunch. I could try to do it really quiet. Just be like, turn the lights off. I'd be getting lettuce all over the bed. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Oh, that was the plot of Rambo? You know, you frequently frame your life in the events of the movie Rambo, Frank. No, I was there. I actually just started watching Always Sunny again. I'm a little sad. I think because of the pandemic, we missed a season of Always Sunny. I kept checking, like, shouldn't they have a new one by now? But yeah, I started watching I think I started watching season 2 randomly last night. Because Always Sunny is one of those shows that can put me to sleep now. It's just this comfortable space that and sometimes I end up getting into it and watching it. But like when I'm trying to drift off, Always Sunny is one of those shows that just sort of like, it's just got this real familiar, get relaxed. Hey, Nolan Wolf, Awu and Ka. You basically missed the stream. What I'm doing now is I realized I was really hungry because all I had really before the stream was a snack. And it's too late for me to bang around the kitchen and make like a real meal, so I've ordered something delivered. And the plan is to get off the stream when the food comes. It was the 5, yeah. Oh yeah, I've been streaming for 7 hours. There was a glitch. It says only 3.5. But it's been a long time. So now I'm waiting for, I'm getting a burrito and some taquitos, some rolled tacos. Is it gone from Netflix now? I've watched The Office a ton. Now I only watched the later seasons once. I think from the time that Michael Scott left, like that season and maybe the next season after he left, I'd seen multiple times. But beyond that, like the last handful of seasons, I only finally got around to watching a few years ago. I liked all of it. I liked the earlier seasons better, but I liked all of it. Oh, it's on Peacock. Their entire monetization model is built on The Office. Is a Peacock a reference to? And I'm not familiar with it. Is that I mean, I've heard of Peacock, but it just now occurred to me that that's the logo for NBC is the peacock feathers. I didn't like them as much, but I still liked the Robert California seasons. I still enjoyed those. Yeah, and there's some people that feel like after Michael Scott left, basically the show died after that. It just was never that good after that. But I still enjoyed it pretty much all the way through. I can agree that it wasn't the same. Is that hopefully fails? Yeah, there's so many of these things popping up now. For the consumer, it's much nicer when you can just get 2 or 3 services that have everything, instead of like every studio that ever made a show creating its own exclusive streaming service that you have to subscribe to in order to watch their shit. Yeah, it starts getting a little... But then you end up being like a la carte. You're like, oh yeah, I want to watch this, so I'm gonna subscribe for this for a month and then turn it off. Yeah, I liked it when it was just Amazon Prime and Netflix. Well, Hulu's been a player for a long time too. I'd say Hulu was probably a player before Amazon Prime was significant for streaming. Yeah, they did turn Andy into pretty much like a joke. Yeah, it kind of sucks because there's just too many. There's just too many now. And we're subscribed to more than we'd like to. Well, we've always been subscribed to Netflix. And we've always been Amazon Prime members since before they had movie services. So we've just never not been Amazon Prime members. So those are sort of like the two staples. And then they came out with HBO Max, which has so much stuff that it's a really good deal for how much you get for the price. But that's one of those that we could probably ditch. It just has so much good stuff on it. It always feels worth having because we'll be like, hey, what's on HBO right now? Like what movies are playing? And then their series, the TV series are just they're really good. And then there's the Hulu Disney Plus combo, which Hulu's got My Always Sunny. That's where Always Sunny went. And so that's why Hulu became like a regular part of stuff for me. But it's also got other stuff that I really like too. So that's what we got right now. The only one that I wouldn't mind getting rid of is HBO. I like HBO, but I don't watch HBO with the kind of regularity that I watch the other service. Well, I watch it somewhat regularly, but Hulu and the Disney Plus comes bundled with Hulu for like dirt cheap. So they're worth having together if you're going to get one. Always Sunny is the show that I don't think it may not necessarily be for everybody. Like my wife hates it. She can't stand it because the characters are just I find them endearing and awful. And they're meant to be like the premise is these are like just the most awful people. All of their motivations are fucked up. They never develop or grow. They never learn from their mistakes. And they just always have all these harebrained schemes and there's these weird sort of dysfunctional motivations. But there's something I like about their chemistry that just feels like hanging out with your dumbass friends. And it's just, and then the further the show goes, the more ridiculous they kind of get. So I don't know. Always Sunny is probably my favorite sitcom of all time at this point. Like The Office was for a while, and it can be hard if I'm actually watching The Office. It can be hard. The Office I like for different reasons. Like The Office, I've been emotionally impacted by. Like I care about the people. I get emotional. Like it can be very touching in a lot of ways. And Always Sunny is not usually like that. It can, once in a blue moon, something will happen that'll be a little bit heartwarming, but usually it's just. Yeah. All right, Nolan Wolf. Have a good night. Thanks for coming in for a little while during and sticking around, even though I'm on my bye-bye screen. Mandatory licensing for shows that have been off air. Okay, so there's certain areas Crunchyroll, I don't even know what that is. But there's certain niche areas, but still the fact that it would be nice if you could have, like, for a while it really started feeling like initially like Netflix is just going to be it. And then Hulu was kind of doing, it's like, it seemed like different networks were airing their shows on Hulu. Like, what was it, like 24 hours after they aired on television? There was like a thing going on. And that's what Hulu was known for. They didn't have a lot going on, but it was a unique service that did stuff that Netflix didn't. It was filling a different thing. And now it's like Amazon became very robust. Hulu is not as robust as those, but man, damn, it's pretty good though, to be honest. And adding Disney Plus with all of Star Wars, all of the Marvel universe, every Disney movie you could think of. It's like I watched do you ever watch Candle Shoe with Jodie Foster when she's like 12 years old? I remembered it from when I was a kid, and then somehow I thought of it again. My wife brought up rice pudding like last month, and I just remembered, hey, in Candle Shoe, Jodie Foster is trying to convince this old English like manor family that she's their long lost niece that disappeared as a young child, and she's trying to like scam her way in. And I guess the girl she's pretending to be used to love rice pudding, but she actually hates it. And so she goes and she's pretending to love rice pudding. And I remembered Candle Shoe again. I was like, oh shit, that's such an obscure movie. I haven't thought of the Candle Shoe. I haven't seen it in 35 years. 40 years. Last time I saw Candle Shoe was probably 40 years ago. I was probably like 7 years old. And then I was like, I wonder if it's just randomly. I hadn't thought of it in decades. And I wonder if it's on Disney Plus. And I just typed Candle Shoe. It's like, there it is. It's like, fuck. And I was like, I wonder if it holds up. When I was 7, I thought this was the shit. And I started playing it. And I got sucked into it, and I watched the whole thing. I was like tearing up at the end and everything. It's like, holy shit. That little Jodie Foster, she's one slick son of a bitch, too. She's really she's really giving these English folks the runaround. She's good. She's nobody's fool. Little Jodie Foster. But it's just one of those random movies that if you ever stumbled across it and you never heard of it before, you'd be like, this is some rando, stupid 70s, like, live action Disney movie. It looks like made for TV, whatever, just garbage. You just like to see the, whatever, like the cover of it and read the description. What the hell is this? But yeah, Candle Shoe. That's my obscure Disney Plus recommendation of the evening. Little Jodie Foster kicking some intellectual ass on these old English biddies. She's great. I couldn't even get my wife to watch it. I was watching it and she was in the other room watching something else, and I'm texting her and I'm like, little Jodie Foster's owning these MFers so hard right now. Arrested Development. That's a show that I think I started watching the first season a long time ago. And I was sort of vibing on it. It's sort of on my to-do list, but it didn't click enough. Like certain shows click. Always Sunny clicked. But the first Always Sunny I saw was not the first episode. It was like someone showed me their Christmas special from season 4 or season 5 or season 6. It was well into it. And I thought it was so hilarious that when I had access to the rest of the series, I just watched it. But Always Sunny's one that clicked. And so a lot of times if a show, I'm like, oh, that seems like I could get into that. But if it doesn't click, I don't end up watching it. But some shows click. yeah, it isn't terrible, but they definitely did not hit their stride until even the second season. Danny DeVito came on in the second season, and it's a big step up as of season 2. But it really isn't until like probably season 4. I'm gonna say season 4 is the point at which, like, all right, they've mastered what they're doing, and then it just, in my opinion, it just gets better from there. I feel like it peaked around season 9 or 10. I still like it, and I still like every new season. And there's still some really good episodes, but yeah, I feel like there was some like from seasons 7, 8, 9, 10 was like there was just this golden era of like the best Always Sunnies. Newer seasons of Arrested Development are good. The other one I want to see is Schitt's Creek. Everyone talks about Schitt's Creek. Like at my job, everyone's always like posting Schitt's Creek memes. Everyone's talking about Schitt's Creek all over the place. I've never tried watching it at all, because I'm always like, another. Well, not always like up to try new things. Like, oh, another sitcom. Like, and I'll just watch it, and I'm just afraid it's gonna be like so many experiences. I start watching a new show. I'll go, seems like it could be good, but it doesn't click. So I'm like, I'd rather be playing a video game, or, you know, there's untold millions of hours of entertainment waiting to be watched. So that's the thing that, and sometimes I think I miss out. Like Doctor Who, I ended up really liking once I really, really, really gave it a chance. But I started watching Doctor Who a bunch of times and it wasn't clicking. And so I just abandoned it. And someone finally convinced me, like, I know it's an investment, but just watch the whole first season. And you'll find that somewhere around episode 7 or 8, it's going to click. And by the end of the season, you're going to be on board. And so I struggled through Doctor Who first season. And now I love Doctor Who's first season. But that was an example of that I know that there are shows that won't click, that if I force myself to keep watching them, I probably end up liking them. Holy crap, just about. This year is going to be 6 years. It is going to be 6 years. We're not quite there yet, but this year is the 6-year anniversary in the fall. You thought the second season was where the jump... There was a huge jump in the second season. But there was still, like, Danny DeVito's character hadn't become what it would become yet. He still was kind of like a mature voice of, like, a fatherly, mature presence. And it wasn't, like... You know, later seasons, he becomes this totally other, like, just crazy old dude. With all these crazy quirks, and he's all crazy. I like the new stuff too, but I'm thinking like the seasons that I really liked, like I'm trying to think what some of my favorite episodes were. I can actually look. Now that we're talking about it. Because whenever I open up Hulu, it's always... Season 3... There's some good... Season 3, the gang gets invincible. That's one of the first ones that, like, super hits home for me. And then it's like, I like all this. Let me see, let's go on. Dennis looks like a registered sex offender. That was a good one. The Good Place is another one that I've tried. I think I got through the entire first season. And up here, I'm looking at it going, this show checks off a lot of boxes that should really be clicking with me. Based on my sense of humor and based on, like, the sort of the intellectual premise behind it, and the clever way that they're presenting the whole premise of the show. But it just didn't. It never. Every time I go to the next episode, it would be like I was pushing into it. It wasn't like, hey, watch me. And a show that clicks is almost like I almost can't stop myself. I have to watch the next one. But I can acknowledge objectively that The Good Place is a really good show. It just hasn't clicked with me. Oh yeah. That's Dennis and Deagle on Welfare is one of my favorite. The second season's got some pretty awesome stuff. Season 4, Mac and Dennis Manhunters. Strong opening. The Mac and Charlie die. I think that's pretty hilarious. Who pooped the bed? Dennis Reynolds, An Erotic Life. I like The Gang Cracks the Liberty Bell. And then, of course, The Gang Gets Extreme, Home Makeover Edition. And The Nightman Cometh. I feel like it's season 4 is where almost, and I like all the episodes, but almost every episode in season 4, it hits would be on my, like the star as you put a star on those as on your favorites, and almost like 20, I don't know, 75, 80% of those are on that list. And then actually 5 is not the Dennis system. The Dennis system is like super classic. 5 is like, I like 4 better. I like all of it. Honestly, I don't think that there's been a bad season, but they're just the gold star episodes for me. They're not all gold star episodes. Season 6, The Gang Buys a Boat. That's one of my favorites. Who Got Dee Pregnant, where they're reliving the party, the Halloween party, and everyone's remembering it differently. And A Very Sunny Christmas is one of my favorites too. And I do like the meta stuff. Like, one of my favorite ones is whoops, I somehow ended up on the wrong thing. Where the one where they're trying to win an award, and it's very clearly a commentary on how Always Sunny never wins any kind of, never gets critical recognition. And you can tell you see a lot of that meta stuff, and you know they're talking about this space that their show exists in the entertainment field, and they'll create a whole plot around it that's just completely meta. The Gang Goes to Jersey. I like that one. Frank's Little Beauties. That one probably gets a gold star. High School Reunion was pretty good. Oh no, what happened to Jaws? Oh, I got caught up in shit and I didn't pay attention to Jaws. I said hi though, didn't I? I felt like I said hi. I meant to say hi. I came into you're entering the stream about 30 minutes after I've run out of steam. I'm basically just killing time now while I'm waiting for my food to come. But then he said gaming lawyer and it showed up all bright orange, and then I'm like, oh. It's like, oh, it's my name followed by a guilt trip. That got my attention. But what does SMH mean? I know it means something. I can't think right now. You said howdy. But I thought I said, oh, hey, Joss. Maybe in my brain, I was saying something else, and in my brain, I was going to say it. And then by the time I finished saying what I actually was saying, then my brain had retroactively planted it as I just said that thing that I meant to say. There were 3 more hours. You know what? You know where you can get 3 hours of awesome content? Is when I end my stream in 5 minutes. Just rewind it, man. There's like, we just so happen to be 3 hours and 50 minutes of premium content. I am working tomorrow. I'm still working in the morning, my regular hours. I'm working a half day. Then we're going camping. Not to watch swimming game? Well, that's true, Brad. Let's see, season 9, the gang broke D. That's a good one. Mac and Dennis. Okay, the gang tries desperately to win an award. That one may get 2 gold stars. That's contending for best of all time. One of the really like the top of the top. And Mac and Dennis buy a timeshare. I really love that too. Now I'm into season 10. The gang misses the boat. That's one of my favorites. Ass Kickers United. Mac and Charlie join a cult. That's one. That's put a gold star on that one. Yeah. But I've noticed I'm skipping over a lot of these where I'm like, like the gang Spies Like Us. It's good, but doesn't get a gold star. The gang goes on Family Feud. That's pretty good. Yeah, where he hijacks that Thundergun Express. Was that the Thundergun Express? Where he's trying to get across town. There's traffic. So he hijacks it like a tourist little riverboat thing, and he's pretending to be like the substitute tour guide. He's just trying to get like down the river to where he can get to the movie theater. And he's just making up shit. And he's talking about past stuff that happened in past episodes. That's pretty good. Let's see. The gang hits the slopes. I thought was pretty decent. Charlie catches a leprechaun. That's a good one. I do like the gang goes to hell part 1 and 2. We're into season 11 now. All right. So, you know what? It is. I see that my driver is approaching. And I actually want to be headphones off available because the area where I live can be very confusing for delivery drivers. So I want to be able to wave them up, or if they seem to be getting lost. Facilitating their locating me with my food without causing some sort of a ruckus that's gonna like wake my wife up, and then she'll be mad that I ordered junk food at 11 o'clock at night when we have a ton of food in our place. It's just I don't want to bang around in the kitchen and make a meal right now because it's too late. This is about stealth. Well, and also I like burritos and rolled tacos. Sing a lullaby to the DoorDash dude? Well, I am gonna sing a lullaby. Oh, they're here right now. Okay, here we go. Here, I gotta hurry. Driver's coming. Here, everyone hurry up and relax. God damn it. Really, take a breath. It's good. Take a relax. Here we go. Hear that? Hold by. All right. Go to sleep and good night. The person from DoorDash is almost here now. Brad Pritchard, J Maxi, Jasadai. Go to sleep now. Matus Nixie, go to sleep. I'll be waiting for you in your dreams. EB23 and your husband. All right, that was a pretty tight ending to my stream. I think I wrapped that up very smoothly. Ali.